How's it going, everyone? Testing, testing, testing. Oh, I can hear myself. That's not good. 1 minute. How's everyone doing? Got some Revline ranking races. First night of Revline ranking races. Every one of these races can work on their Revline ELO scores, which is our new ranking system in Revline. Got 4 races tonight. So they're all individual races, so people can do whichever ones they want. And they're all going to be on this track, the European Rallycross main circuit. They're driving the switchback. They'll have 2 flying laps of qualification and then a 35 lap race. No idea what the grid's going to be yet. We start at the latest at 5 past for each race for the qualifying. And then we'll head straight in to a 35 lap race. How's it going, Nate Dog Gaming? Good to see you. So it'll be slightly different because I'm doing everything tonight. So I'll be doing the start procedure and things like that. So I'll probably won't hear much of me while I'm doing stuff like that. So they'll do like 2 laps of qualifying and then they'll have a race. Everyone's in the voice chat so they can hear the start procedure. But yeah, we've got some decent races in here. We've got Staff Dog. We've got DJ Dryker, Bouncy, Ezin, Common, David Final Form, Joe Bairden, Pertacker, Noob School, Smish Mosh Smash, and Johnny Soccer. We'll wait until 5 past and then we'll get straight on with qualifying. Only 2 laps to have to get a good time, so it'll be a pressure cooker scenario. And then straight into the mini endurance. Yeah, we've got 4 of these tonight. We're giving these a go every Monday and Tuesday night, just to see what the attendance and that is going to be like. It's the only time I can really run events because I work and everything. So yeah, we'll do these on Monday and Tuesday. See how they go. We've got decent turnout for our first one, and then so tonight we've got the switchback on European Rallycross main circuit, and tomorrow we've got the popper on Fingcross reverse. So yeah, let's see who we've got in the server. Let's see what the practice is looking like. Who we got in here? They're already on the last lap, so yeah, this is the last practice they're doing. So we've got Common, we've got Joe Bairden, David Final Form, Ezin, Bouncy, Smish Smosh Smash. I'm just going to pause the server. That was the last practice that they'll be doing. And then they'll go straight into qualification. So you'll just hear me talking to myself a little bit because I'll be explaining everything to the guys in the voice chat, but they'll be able to hear me. So they'll get split up into 2 groups because I think we've not got that many. So they'll get split up into 2 groups. They'll do qualifying. So they've got plenty of space, and then they'll go straight into the race. Right, let's pause the countdown. Change the event rules. Stick it on 4 laps. There we go, there we go, there we go. Everyone in VC? Right, I'm just going to go into the VC, explain the qualifying procedure to everybody, and then I'll be right back with you guys. How's it going, guys? We all good? Pertacker. Right, so for everyone who didn't do our first event, I'll just explain the procedure. So qualifying, going to split you into 2 groups. So we'll have DJ Dryker, David, Common, Joe Bairden, Noob, and Johnny Soccer in the first group. The second group, if you could just wait off track, like off the line and everything while they're doing their qualifying, then once they've finished, you can start your qualifying. So you have 2 laps to complete a time, like to get a good time, and then when you enter the 4th lap, please make sure you park in the middle of the track and DNF so the timer doesn't start. Has anyone got any questions? Yeah. Yeah, and when we get onto the race, I'll explain the race procedure. Make sure you've all got your soundboard turned on because there'll be some hooters, so you know when to go. But yeah, I'll explain that after qualifying. So yeah, DJ Dryker, David Final Form, Common, Joe Bairden, Noob School, and Johnny Soccer, you're the first group. The rest of you park in the middle, and then I'll let you know when to go. So I'm going to go back muted now. Has anyone got any questions before I get off? We good? Alrighty. Good luck. Right, so I've split them into two groups. So DJ Dryker, David Final Form, Common, Joe Bairden, Noob School, and Johnny Soccer will be in the first group. And then the next group will go after that. They've got 2 laps to complete a time. When they enter the 4th lap, they have to DNF in the middle of the track, so they are off the line. We go at 5 past. We've got 2 minutes. So if anyone wants to jump in quickly for this first race, you're more than welcome to. So we've got some familiar faces. We've got Bouncy. DJ Dryker was a Wreckfest 1 veteran. He did a lot of Wreckfest 1 events. We've seen David Final Form before. Ezin. He's a very familiar face in the Equals band for server, but he's on his first event with us, guys. Staff Dog 337, not familiar with him. We'll see how he goes. Joe Bairden came second in our first ever Revline main event. Pertacker, Noob School, we all know that guy. Smish Mosh Mash, new to events here. And Johnny Soccer has done a lot of Wreckfest 1 events as well. So we'll just wait for anyone else to join. And I think Common's game crashed. So we'll wait for Common, and then we'll probably just get straight off. We have 4 of these races tonight. Everyone is on the hour, so for the next 4 hours, we've got some good, clean racing action on this track. Hope everyone's doing all right. Who's watching the stream? Good to see you, Nate Dog Gaming. Nice to see you, nice to see you. Alrighty. Just waiting for Common, and then we are good to go. We're on 5 past the hour. So, early favourites. I saw Ezin do a 0.1 in practice. Obviously, we know how quick Joe Bairden and David Final Form are. Some unfamiliar faces like Common and Smish Mosh Mash. We'll see how they go. Qualifying is one thing, racing is another. So, maybe if they get a quick time, they've got to navigate themselves around traffic in the race. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, when Common gets back, we will get straight off with the qualifying. So yeah, I don't know how long we're gonna wait for Common. Is he reloading? Reloading his game? Or is his full PC crashed? He's in the voice chat, so it's probably just his game. Oh, there he is, right, we go. Right, qualifying is about to be underway. Hopefully everyone remembered who was in the first and the second group. So some of these guys will park offline in the middle of the track. Well, they're already in the middle of the track, so they don't really need to move. They've got the first group over here. They'll spread themselves out to get a qualification time. Got DJ Dryker ahead of this group, and this group will go after they have finished. I'll move on to someone else because Pertacker is doing laps in a circle, and all I can hear is his engine. What is going on with my camera? There we go, there we go. Alright, so everyone is doing their first lap of qualification. We're on board with Joe Bairden, who's here. So we'll see what kind of time he's getting. The quickest time I saw in qualifying was a 0.1. In practice, sorry, by Ezin. Not sure what's happening with Smish Mosh Smash, but that has been blanked out. So So they're doing their second fly in that now. We've got a 34.282 from Gio Burden. But he is going to be obstructed here by DJ Dryker. So this might affect his qualification for his second lap. Maybe if DJ Dryker can speed it up a little bit, there'll be no issues. So hopefully these guys can DNF. So they are coming to finish their final qualification time. DJ Dryker across the line and Joe Baden across the line. Make sure you do not DNF on the racing line. Make sure you park up somewhere off track so you don't roll on. Nicely done, nicely done. Joe Baden parking up. Everyone else parking up. Alright, let's see if the track is clear and then the other group can go. There we go. So in the second group we have Ezin and Bouncy. We've got Staff Dog, we've got Pertacker and Smish Smosh Smash. We'll see all the qualification times at the end of the session. It's pretty hard to see them all during the session, as we can't like see what we could see in Wreckfest 1. Bouncy should really give himself some space here. There's plenty of opportunities for these guys to give themselves space, but it seems like they want to be all close together. Bouncy right behind Ezin is probably wanting to follow his racing lines. The Ezin will get his first lap underway, so will Bouncy, followed by Staff Dog, followed by Pertacker, followed by Smish Smosh Smash. Ezin pulled a little away from Bouncy there. This is the first lap of qualification. They've got 2 flying laps to complete a time. We saw a 34.2 from Joe Baden. I'm not sure if that was the quickest time in the first session, but we'll find out soon enough. We'll ride on board with Ezin, see what time he has got. He's got 34.464. Let's see if he can improve his time. As he comes to the final corner. Nice and tidy there from Ezin. Is he going to get a better time here? He will get a 34.450, so not quite as quick as Joe Baden. We do know you can go quicker. I just need everyone to DNF now. Just need Bouncy to DNF. Everyone needs to DNF. Bouncy, DNF. So everyone needs to DNF. Just waiting for everyone to DNF and then we will... Oh, I've got high ping variance. I'm not sure what that means. Hopefully that's not... Is everyone DNF? Just waiting for Staff Dog to DNF. There we go. Right, I'm just going to get these sorted out into order and then I will call out the grid. Right, so the grid for our first race this evening. Joe Baden will be on pole, Ezin second, Bouncy third. David Final Form in 4th, Common in 5th, DJ Dryker in 6th, Staff Dog in 7th, Smishmosh Math in 8th, Pertacker 9th, Noob School 10th, and Johnny Soccer in 11th place. Right, so I'm just going to get back into... actually, I'll just set up the server for the race, so we'll have 36 laps. So they'll do 1 lap around the circuit, then they'll line up on the start-finish, and then I'll do 2 hooters, 1... Thank you for subscribing. I'll do 2 hooters, 1 for them to get ready, and 1 for them to go. So I'm just going to speak to the guys. How's it going, guys? Right. So the procedure for the start. So, well, when I call out your names, that's the order of the grid. So it's Joe Bairden on pole. He will line up on the right-hand side of the grid on the start and finish, near where where the flag is. So if you do it in a staggered formation, so where one car ends, the next car goes on the opposite side of them. So like bumper to bumper, if you understand that. It's like a staggered grid formation, like in Formula 1. So you have to do 1 full lap. So follow the guy that's ahead of you on the grid, and then line up alongside them. Then when you've lined up, I'll do 1 hooter for you to get ready, and then 1 hooter for you to go. I'm just going to press it once now, and if you can't hear it, make sure you've got your soundboard turned on. Did everyone hear that? Yes. Right, Nuke, are you doing this one? You'll be at the back of the grid, okay? Alright, so yeah, Joe Ben on pole, just follow each other round, and then line up on the grid and wait for the hooters. Good luck. I'll call your name out 1 by 1. Is Newt ready, or do you need to set up anything? No, we have blue flag rules as well, so if you're a lap behind, please let the leader pass, please. Right, we good? Was Joe Bairden back, or? Yeah. Alright, let's go. So remember, 1 lap around, and then line up on the start finish so we don't get that countdown. Ready up, noob. Smishmosh. Ooh, here we go. Right, so we've got Joe Bairden. We've got Ezin. We've got Bouncy. We've got David Final Form. We've got Common. DJ Dryker. Staff Dog. Smishmosh Smash. Pertacker. Noob School. Johnny Soccer. And Nuke. A little bit further back, please, Ezin. Thank you. Nice. Bit further. Can you make it so that the noob school can fit in there a bit? Can you fit there, noob? Staff Dog, you need to go back a bit, please. And also Smish Mosh back. Pertaka a little bit back. Noob, you need to go back a bit, please. Yeah, needs a little bit of curvature there. No, you're good, you're good. It's these guys that need to curve it around a bit. Make sure you all remember where you was, yeah. Right, Noob, can you fit in there, yeah? Alongside Pertaka back a little bit. Nice, nice, nice. Staff, you can go forward a bit. And also Smish Mosh, Pertaka, Noob. Can move up a little bit, Pertaka, please. Right, and then just Nuke, you can line up. Right, forward a bit, Noob, please. Right, that'll do, that'll do. Right, wait for the first hooter, and then that's to get ready. Second hooter is to go. So we've got a good start by Joe Baden, Bouncy in second place, and we've got Ezin in third. We're on board with David Final Form. He is going to go alongside Bouncy in third place. So they're all going a little bit wide there. That's going to allow Joe Baden to get ahead here. Bouncy on the inside of David Final Form. Breaks a little bit too late there. Bouncy said he's been getting some tips and tricks from Joe Baden. Looks like it served him well. He's in second place at the moment. He's going to go a little bit wide. We're going to have a 3 wide as we go down the hill. Everything is nice and tidy so far. Joe Baden is alongside David Final Form. We've got 35 laps of this track. Everything is nice and tidy so far. Clean racing rules. We've got David Final Form alongside Joe Baden. David Final Form on the inside, he will take first place. Then we've got Common alongside Joe Baden now as we go down the hill. Bouncy also alongside Pertaka. David Final Form up into third position, has already got a bit of a gap there over Joe Baden. Bouncy who's trying to hold on into third position. He's got Common on the right hand side, and he will get himself through there into the position. Pertaka with a good start off the grid will also claim a position there on Bouncy. Bouncy dropping down the grid after being nearly in first on the first lap of the race. So there is your grid then. So David Final Form with a great start off the grid after starting, I believe, in fourth position, is up into first now. Joe Baden in second, Common in third, Pertaka and DJ Dryker and Bouncy 3 wide as we go down the hill. Ezinu looks really good in practice, a little bit further back than I originally expected. He'll be looking to climb up the grid now. There's still first of 4 races this evening. They're all individual races, so they're not racing for points between races. Every race counts towards the ELO rankings. And David Final Form there looking very good at the moment. We've got a little mini endurance here, so they can't win the race in these first few laps, but they can definitely lose it. David Final Form and Joe Baden looking to build up some sort of pace here away from the rest of the pack. Common in third place. Common's first ever event here at Revline, alongside Ezin as well. DJ Draco, we've seen him before from Wreckfest 1. Good to see him here in Wreckfest 2. There he is, the switchback enjoyer. Nice to see, nice to see. So we've got huge gaps forming already. David Final Form in first, Joe Baden in second, Common in third. Then we've got a gap before we get to the pack here. Pertaka in fourth place, Bouncy in fifth, Ez in sixth, DJ Draco 7th. Then we've got Staff Dog in 8th, Nuke in 9th place, and Smish Mosh Smash, that is your top 10. Ooh, Ezin. Not sure what happened to Ezin there, but he is into the wall. So we've got a good battle hotting up here between David Final Form and Joe Baden. We saw these two in the first ever Revline event just over a week ago. David Final Form, I believe, finished, was it in 5th place? Joe Baden in 2nd place, but David Final Form on top here at the moment then. We're on lap 7 of 36. Joe Baden looking for an inside line here on David Final Form. But David Final Form will hold on to it for now. He's got the inside line. Common not too far behind. If these two start battling with each other, it could be an opportunity for him to catch up. David Final Form went a little bit too wide there, but he looks like he had decent traction coming down the hill. Joe Baden in 2nd place. We'll have to wait for another opportunity. Loving this skin here from David Final Form. He's got the Revline logo there on the side there. Very nice, very nice. Right, so we'll go through the grid. There's first and second place. We've got Common in third. Pertaco goes very wide. That's going to allow Bouncy up into third. Pertaco alongside DJ Draco now. So Bouncy up into fourth place after Pertaco's little skirmish there into the barrier. Hopefully he's not picked up too much damage. Ezin with a recovery drive to do. Johnny Soccer at the back of the grid. Looks like they'll have a decent battle with Noob School there. It's about to enter lap 9 of 36. David Final Form still ahead at the moment after a good start off the grid. Joe Burden in second place. Decent sized grid here. We've got 12 people, which is more than I definitely expected for the first one of these that we are doing on a Monday evening. Good to see, good to see. Thank you very much for the follows and the subscribes, guys. After this race, I will read those out properly. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Everyone going very narrow here. Looks like Bouncy's looking to build a bit of a gap over the pack of Pertaco, DJ Draco, and Nuke. Nuke entering the event after qualification, so he started right at the back of the grid. And he is up into the mid-pack now. Huge gaps forming already. We do have blue flag rules. We've got the great battle here between first and second, David Final Form and Joe Burden. Common is catching up to this battle as well, looking to get himself involved. I absolutely adore his skin as well. Makes me all nostalgic seeing that. Love it, love it. So Common then, not seen him in Revline events before. Looks like he is a new face we need to think about when it comes to being at the top of these events. Looking like he's got really good pace at the moment. Joe Burden going wide, David Final Form going narrow. It's similar to the lap before, but they are at opposite ends of each other. Joe Burden now on the left, David Final Form on the right on lap 11 of 36. Joe Burden now in the lead, but David Final Form will not let him go easily. Joe Burden with a good defensive drive there, and he'll get a bit of a gap there over David Final Form. Common is catching up to them both. Maybe if Joe Burden can get a bit of a gap, he can clear them both. Pertaco, DJ Draco, Nuke has keeping hold here of DJ Draco and Pertaco. Good to see Nuke in a clean event as well. He did join us for the RNG last week. It's on again this Wednesday again as well. Sign-ups are already out. Looks like there's good battles all the way through then. Everyone is getting to have a decent race. Mishmosh Smash, Noob School and Johnny Soccer all racing with each other. Good to see, good to see. But this battle is still going on. Joe Burden and David Final Form, first and second. Looks like they both picked up the pace there to clear Common by a little bit more. But if anyone makes a mistake like Joe Burden just did there a little bit, went a little bit wide, but he will have the inside line as we go into the next turn. And he will keep all of that first positions now. That has definitely allowed Common to catch up. We've got Bouncer there in the background having a bit of a lonely race now. They're in fourth place. Pertaco in fifth. We've got Nuke in sixth. Ezin in seventh place. Joe Burden, that's the biggest gap I've seen between first and second so far. David Final Form is on a 34.297. We'll see what kind of time Joe Burden has got. Where is Joe Burden? Joe Burden on a 34.337. So they're equal gaps just about between first, second and third. Joe Burden, David Final Form, Common, that is your top three. Then we've got Bouncy in fourth. We've got Pertaco in fifth. Nuke in sixth. Ezin in seventh. Then we've got Staff Dog and DJ Draco having a good battle here. DJ Draco gets the overtake there. He's got a bit of damage there as well. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, definitely a recognisable skin of DJ Draco. He had skins like that in Wreckfest 1, if I do remember rightly. Smosh Smash, Noob School and Johnny Soccer here having a good battle. Noob School said earlier that he'd just be left alone in last place, but it looks like he's having a good race here with Johnny Soccer. Good to see Johnny Soccer in Wreckfest 2 events as well. Nice to see you, nice to see you. So here is first, second and third. Joe Burden with a bigger gap now over David Final Form. He's on a 34.269 now in the race. And Common is definitely catching up to David Final Form. Looks like he's found his pace now. They'll be coming up to bat markers. Hopefully they'll communicate with each other and let each other by. Blue flag rules are in effect. Similar gap here between Noob School and Johnny Soccer. Smosh Smash having a bit of a lonely race there. Then we've got a huge gap before we get to Staff Dog, DJ Dryker. Great battle here between Nuke and Ezin. We'll keep an eye on this one. Nuke started at the back of the grid. Ezin a bit further up, but Ezin had to reset. Something happened to him earlier on in the race, and he's having to climb back through the field. They're on lap 17 of 36 at the moment. Just about at the halfway stage, and Ezin looking for a tidy way to overtake, but Nuke will have the inside line as we go down the hill. We are racing on the European Rallycross circuit in the switchback. Got some lovely skins on the grid as well. Ooh, Nuke goes a little bit wide there. That's going to allow Ezin to get an overtaking opportunity. He will go and have the inside line into the final 10. Will he get this overtake done? Yes, he will. Nicely done there by Ezin. There is Pertaka. I believe he's in 5th position. We've got Bouncy and Johnny Soccer. People are getting lapped now. They will allow the leaders to overtake. So we've got Common there in 3rd place. There is David, final form. Smish Smash Smosh is being lapped. Please allow the leaders to overtake. Yes, nicely done, nicely done. So there is Joe Burden, our leader so far. Came 2nd in our first Revline of main event. Currently in 1st in our first sanctioned Revline ranking race. David final form in 2nd, Common in 3rd place. We've got Bouncer here in 4th place. Noob School is a lap behind. And they will allow the leaders to overtake, hopefully. If Noob School knows what's going on. There we go, there we go. Maybe not, maybe not. There he is. Noob School is on the wheel, but it didn't cause too much damage there to Bouncy. David final form, building a big gap now to... Joe Burden building a big gap now to David final form. There is a gap between 1st and 2nd there. Similar gap between David final form and Common in 3rd. And there is Bouncy in 4th place. Bouncy doing very well so far in this event. He's improved a lot since our first event. Getting towards those podium positions now. Keeping it nice and tidy. We've got Ezin and Pertaka. Ezin has caught up already to Pertaka after overtaking Nuke a couple of laps ago. He's looking to climb up into 5th position after an incident at the beginning of the race. Ezin will be side by side as we go up the hill. Hopefully Johnny Soccer won't become too much an issue here. He will allow the leaders to overtake. Nicely done there, Johnny Soccer. Nicely done. So Pertaka in 5th, Ezin in 6th place. Down the hill we go. Pertaka goes a little bit wide and hits the wall. Noob School's going to allow them both to overtake. Nicely done, Noob School. Good to see, good to see. Pertaka goes a little bit wide. Ezin will have the inside line. He's going to get the exact same overtake done as he did on Nuke about 3 laps ago. Little Pertaka goes into the middle of the track there for a bit more of a defensive position, and he will hold on to it for now. Good defensive driving there from Pertaka. So Ezin will have to try again. Ezin will be looking to do this as quick as possible, as Bouncy is pretty far up the field there. He could maybe have 10 laps to catch up to Bouncy if he can get this done quickly. But Pertaka holding that inside line. Gets a little bit squirrely there, which will allow Ezin to be on the right. But Pertaka will go for the same defensive position in the middle of the track once again. So Ezin will have to figure something else out. Trying the same thing twice on 2 different drivers and figuring out that they both defend very differently. Pertaka down the hill is going to be on the left-hand side, Ezin on the right. And they will hold station for now. Pertaka making sure that he is in the right positions to defend at every single corner. We are seeing great defensive driving from him right here. Ezin looking like he's definitely got the pace over Pertaka. Pertaka just making sure there is little room to maneuver for him there. We'll keep an eye on this one. I'll look at the lead battle in a second, but this battle for 5th position is probably the closest battle we have on the track at the moment. We are on lap 24 of 36. Pertaka, oh, he's going to swing a little bit wide there. Great defense, but ultimately a tiny mistake there from Pertaka allows Ezin to get the overtake done. So Ezin will move up into 5th position. So there's Bouncy in 4th place, having a very lonely race. There's Common in third. There's David Final Form in second. And there is Joe Bairden there in first position. Joe Bairden qualified on first. David Final Form got a very good start off the grid. But Joe Bairden holding on to that first position ultimately, and then just now pulling away from David Final Form for like a few tenths every single lap. And building a nice gap for himself there. Looks like Nuke is also catching up to Pertacker. Nuke starting on the back of the grid after not doing qualifying. Looking to find his way to 6th position on the grid here. There's DJ Dryker, Noob School, Johnny Soccer. So 10 laps to go here of this mini endurance. How much time does Ezin have? There is Ezin there in 5th place, and there is Bouncy in 4th. We'll keep an eye on that gap. It probably looks too big in 10 laps to catch up, but we will keep an eye on it. Any close battles? We've got a battle here between Noob School and Johnny Soccer. There have been similar gaps between these two all race. They've been very good at letting the leaders overtake. Johnny Soccer looks like he did catch up a little bit there. Noob School does pull away though. There's Smith, there's a DJ Dryker. Any close battles on track then? Let's find one, let's find one. Everyone is very, very spread out. Looks like Ezin is getting closer to Bouncy. But we've only got 8 laps to go. There is Ezin here, and here is Bouncy over here. Could Ezin close that gap? It is getting smaller and smaller every time I keep an eye on it. It's like Noob School will allow Joe Bairden to overtake. He also let Johnny Soccer overtake as well. I'm not sure what Noob School was doing there. He was a bit too nice to everybody. He allowed Johnny Soccer to overtake, who was battling with for position. Ooh, Johnny Soccer hit the barrier a little bit there. David Final Form was caught a little bit there by him, but not too bad. There is Common in 3rd place. There is Staff Dog, he is a lap behind. We've got Bouncy there. Ezin still getting closer as he laps. Who was that he lapped there? That was Staff Dog. Smith Smosh Smash. The gap between Nuke and Pertacker is similar than it was before. Looking for a close battle. Looking for a close battle. There's first and second. There's Common in 3rd. I think it's this one I want to keep an eye on. It is getting smaller. 6 laps to go. Ezin and Bouncy. Ezin on an absolute trek now to try and make his way towards Bouncy. He looks very, very good in practice. But he had an incident at the beginning of the race. And he fell all the way to the back, and now he's climbed his way up to 5th position with some really very good overtakes, especially on Pertacker. He was very patient, didn't try and push his way through. And he's now in 5th, getting ever closer to Bouncy. Bouncy will be sweating right now. If he's keeping an eye on the distance between him and Ezin, he may be getting worried right now. But there's only 5 laps for Ezin to do it. He'll have to catch up, and then he'll have to try and overtake. But the gap is getting smaller and smaller. Let's just see if there's anything else going on. Ooh, Pertacker and Nuke. Nuke is getting closer to Pertacker as well. This is a battle for 6th and 7th place. Got very similar liveries on these two vehicles. But yeah, Pertacker and Nuke very close on track. Nuke all the way from the back of the grid up into 7th place. Pertacker goes a little bit wide. Oh, and he nearly spins it out as well. That's going to allow Nuke to go side by side. But Pertacker is going to place his car in the middle of the track there. Ooh, Nuke getting a good run off the final turn as we go up the hill. Can he complete the overtake into turn 1? Got Pertacker on the left, Nuke on the right. Pertacker going a little bit wide. That'll allow Nuke to complete the overtake. Let's see if Pertacker will try something here into the next turn. He thought about it, but he was very respectful of his fellow driver there. And Nuke, ooh, he's going to go a little bit wide. They will swap around, and Pertacker will have the inside line now. Ooh, I need to look at something else as well, because I believe Ezin is all over the back of Bouncy. Oh, no, that's Johnny Soccer. I thought that was Bouncy there with the similar yellow colours of both of them, but Ezin is getting ever closer to Bouncy, and he has about 3 laps to catch up. I'm not sure he has enough time because he'll have to get up to him and then he'll have to get an overtake done more or less straight away. But he is sweating right now. He is putting in those laps. Bouncy being very nice and steady. Had a very, very good race so far. Can he hold on to 4th position? Let's just quickly look at that Nuke Pertaco battle. Pertaco still ahead for now. You battle for 6th and 7th place. Joe Baird and David final form. There's a huge gap between them both. About 4 or 5 seconds, so nothing to really keep an eye on there. So here is Ezin and Bouncy. 4th position up for grabs here for Ezin. 2 laps to go. Ezin, after looking very, very good in practice, fell all the way down towards the back of the grid and had to reset. He's climbed his way up into 5th position. Looking for an overtake here on Bouncy. The leaders are about to enter the last lap of the race. Just a few more corners and Bouncy and Ezin will be doing the same. We've got a last lap shootout between Bouncy and Ezin for 4th and 5th position. How is Bouncy going to defend? So we're on the last lap now. Joe Baird in 1st, David final form 2nd, Common 3rd, Bouncy here in 4th place. We've got Ezin in 5th. Definitely got the pace advantage over Bouncy, but can he get an overtake done? Looks like Bouncy has definitely picked up the pace here on this last lap. He's going to hold a very narrow line there over Ezin, but Ezin has found a way to get side by side. Is he going to be able to be on the inside into the final 10? Yes, he is. He's going to hold onto it, and Ezin on the last lap will claim 4th position from Bouncy. Ezin absolutely sweating there, got it back into 4th position, and gets the overtake on Bouncy on the final lap. Good racing from the both there. Nice race there, Bouncy as well. Looking a lot cleaner, a lot faster than he was last race out. Picking up the pace, learning from some of the fast guys here in Wreckfest too. It's good to see. And that is the first race of the night over. We've got 3 more of these to go. The other one will start in about 25 minutes. Well, the qualification. Ezin gets the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, nice recovery drive from Ezin there. I'll just get these results. Joe Baird in 1st, David final form 2nd, and Common is your top 3. Thank you to all participants. If some of you guys are not racing the next one, it was a pleasure. Hopefully we'll see you for the next one also. Right, I'll put it back to a practice. I don't know why I did that. Now I'll read some of the chat if there's any. I'll stick it on 10 laps. Right, so these guys can practice for 20 minutes if they would like. Right, so let's have a look at some of these then. What did we have? Reedcrafter, thank you for the follow. Reedcrafter also subscribing with Prime. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, so what have I missed? Can't hear stream because I'm secretly watching it at the job, but go drivers go. Thank you, Rock Train. Go work, Rock. Good to see you, Sicarius. Reed subbing whilst flying. Oh, is he on holiday? Is he going on holiday? Good racing there by Joe Bairden, winning the first race of the night. Alright, I'll see you later, Rock Train. Thank you for joining the mate. Hopefully you didn't get into trouble watching the stream whilst at work. How's it going, Kelix Green, talking from YouTube. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Interesting that the deep bass from the POV car isn't tied to the car. Yeah. Yeah, you can do some practice. Sorry, you're waiting for me. You guys can do some practice if you'd like. Feel free. Feel free. I'm just going to be in the background here sorting out these results and getting the ELO scores ready. So I'll be a little bit quiet for a second. I'm just going to sort some things out. Feel free to do some practice if you're in the server. The next qualification will start on 5 past the hour. Good to see we've got some drivers here already looking like they're practicing for the next one. So yeah, I'll split all these races up after the stream, and I'll post them all separately on YouTube. So yeah, you don't need to look for the races or anything that you participated in. So yeah, I'll do that after the stream has finished. We've got different racers who will be racing in each one. I believe Ellis One Baird will be doing the final one of the evening. If any Hermies are watching and would like to support your big dog, good to see a lot of new racers and familiar faces entering the fray here. Right, so this is just practice, guys. I'll ride on board with Sicarius. Yeah, we've got a lot of equal band Donnies in here. Good to see. Got a lot of familiar Revline faces in that last race as well. Good to see DJ Draco again. His first event that I've seen him in Wreckfest 2. He did a lot in Wreckfest 1 with Revline. Good to see. Good to see. Right, these guys are just doing practice. The next race, the qualification for the next race starts at 5 past. If you are watching the stream on Twitch or on YouTube, you are more than welcome to join in. It is the Revline Ranking Races server. Password is RR1. You have to drive clean. You have to be in the voice chat in Revline to participate, as there's qualification instructions and race instructions to listen and follow. And apart from that, just enjoy some clean racing. How's it going, Ben? Good to see you, mate. We had a decent turnout for the first one. We had, was it 12 or 11 races in our first race? Good to see. Yeah, it's good to see, Reed. Good to see. We're finally making the switch. We're finally making the switch. I think some of the Wreckfest 1 old boys were in hibernation or sleeping giants, just waiting for me to post an event. It's been a while, but it's good to see people returning. It's also good to see some new faces as well. Merge the old with the new. But one thing is for sure that is still the same, is the fast boys are racing, the sweating. It's good to see, it's good to see. Yeah, we've got decent turnouts. Everyone who's racing to improve their ELO rankings. So at the end of the night, I will be posting all the events into my maths equation, and everyone will get new and improved ELO scores. There'll be some winners, some losers. It's to kind of build an idea of skill level, and it'll give me something to talk about in future events. The current leader of the ELO rankings is IQ, after winning our first Revline main event. But Joe Bairden will probably climb to the top of those rankings after that win today. It's not necessarily the more races you do, the better your ranking is, but whilst the ranking is at its early stage and there's not many races put into it, it definitely benefits you to get some more races in, because everyone starts with 1,500 points. And it'll be good to track as the races go on. There'll be situations, hopefully, where people with lower rankings will beat people with higher rankings, so they'll get a big switch as far as the winners and losers go. Yeah, I can't gift more ELO. It's kind of like iRacing, the way that it works. So if you are consistently good, then there'll be a point where you start getting less points because you've just beaten everyone who's close to you in ranking. But if you have a race where you're like lower on ELO and you have a very good result, and you beat someone with, like, someone has a terrible race or someone crashes out or something, you could gain some score, improve your ranking. But yeah, I will post the updated rankings after the 4 races have been completed tonight. We've got another 3 races tomorrow. We'll be using the popper at Fincross main reverse. Is that, are you doing the next one, Noob, or is that you done for the evening? It's good to see you racing with Johnny Soccer there. Noob will do another. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Not sure why my camera is moving while I'm doing that. We'll ride on board for a lap with Joe Baden on a 34.2. The fastest lap I saw in practice earlier on was a 34.1 by Ezin, EZYN. I believe he got a 34.0, a 34 flat in the race. 34.0 last race for Joe. Yeah, I think Ezin got the fastest lap in the last race, so 30... I'll just have a quick look, 1 second. Yeah, Ezin got a 34.043. Joe Baden got a 34.057. I'm not sure if EasyYN is doing another one. So they will have time for one more practice. And then we'll go into the qualification for the second race of the night. If anyone fancies it, you're more than welcome to join in. All you need to do is join in the Revline voice chat just so you can hear the instructions for the qualification and the race. Got a nice full voice chat there at the moment. Good to see, good to see. There's the latest practice session. Joe Baden, a 34.2. 420 there from Sicarius. Good, nice, 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 nice. It is 420 today, ladies and gentlemen. Tom 4, I'm familiar. I've raced him a few times in equals band sevs. Quick Donny, as far as I'm aware. So once we start this next practice, I'm just going to have a quick toilet break, so I'll be going quiet for a little bit, but I will be right back. Toilet can win. 100,000 subscribers. I'll say that. I'll say that. I'll make it sound possible, but also impossible at the same time. Has everyone's games crashed? So these guys want to get a pracky in? Anyone I don't recognise, they'll be having a chat. We'll be having a chat. I recognise everyone so far, so we're good. Yeah, Revline, people who come from Revline, like I recognise anyway, so. And I'm familiar with the names that have come from Equals Ban already. We'll give everyone a chance. Give everyone a chance. Yeah, we're going to do one more practice session and then we'll head straight into quali. I'll jump in the voice chat with the guys. And I'll talk through the procedure with the people that are new. And then we'll crack on with the second race of the night. If anyone fancies it, you're more than welcome to join in. Joe Bairden getting the first win of the evening. David Final Form in second. Common in third. EZYN or Ezin. How do we say that? Is it EZYN or Ezin? He got a good climb all the way through the back of the grid after having an incident earlier on in the race, up into fourth. Just waiting for Joe Bairden to ready up, then they can get this practice session underway. Right on board with Tom 4, see what he's all about. I'm not sure if the game sound has gotten a bit louder since the update for me. I can barely hear myself think. Good to see Plague here for a race, maybe? Or maybe it's just practicing. Got the O'Reilly skin there from Noob School. I loved it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh yeah, I've heard about that, Reed. Yeah, it uses the buttons for accelerator and brake. I imagine during endurances that could become quite hard to do. I imagine it has like a big indentation on his thumb or something at the end of a race. Decent turnouts for our first race this night. We're doing this for the time being every Monday and Tuesday evening. There's 4 slots this evening and 3 slots tomorrow evening. Tomorrow we are racing the Popper on Fincross reverse circuit. Must have the craziest callus. Yeah, I bet. Got Sicarius here as well. I've heard this is a quick Donny right here. Seen him near the top of a lot of the leaderboards. Got a Starbear skin here from Potako. Spit on it. Okay. I bet Baird likes that one. Spit on it. That one, Baird. That one right there. Reminds me of you. insane. Everyone's getting some racecraft practicing. Tom 4 hit the wall there. It caused a bit of a ricochet throughout the grid there. Bouncer getting some good practice in here ahead of Sicarius. So the qualification for the next race will start at 5 past the hour. So if you want your spot for this next one, make sure you get in the server now or very, very soon. And then I will go into the voice chat with the guys and we'll go through the qualification instructions. They'll only have 2 flying laps to complete a time for the grid for a 35 lap race, a little mini endurance. So Joe Bairden got the first win of the night. David Final Form was in second. Common in his first Revline event race was in third. Easy YN or Ezin was in 4th place. His first race also here at Revline. It'd be interesting to see if Ezin can get a good qualifying and maybe put up a challenge with Joe Bairden, because he definitely had the pace. We saw him climb through the field after an incident at the beginning of the race to overtake Bouncy on the last lap and get 4th place. Joe Bairden had a very good battle with David Final Form for the first few laps of the race and then started building the gap at the halfway stage. But different races can bring different results. Maybe David Final Form can find something in these practice sessions for the next race, a bit of extra pace. Easy YN is pronounced, not spelled. Ah, right, okay. Ezin. Ezin. Okie dokie. Sicarius will get the win in the practice. Good to see Noob getting some clean racing in. He's driving on the wheel. Right, no more practice sessions, guys. No more. We'll pause it, get it ready for qualifying. So we'll stick it on 4 laps. Alright, I'm just going to check if everyone is in voice chat. So we've got DJ Dryker. Is DJ Dryker in the voice chat? I don't see him. Oh, yeah, I see him, I see him. So we've got DJ Dryker, we've got Bouncy, we've got Stafford, we've got Easy YN. As in, sorry. We've got Tom 4, we've got Sicarius, we've got Joe Bairden. Got Smish Smosh Smash, got Plague, got Pertacker, got Noob School, and we got Nuke. Right, we'll just wait for Sicarius. Just let me know when Sicarius has returned from his pee break, and then I'll jump in the voice chat and explain all the rules and everything for the qualification. Oh crap, press the wrong thing. Is Staff Dog not doing this one? Or is he sorting out some parts? There he is, there he is. How's it going, guys? Is Sicarius back? He's back. Right, so for the guys who were here at the first one, we're doing qualification. I'll split you into 2 groups. So the first group will be David, Bouncy, Staff Dog, Sicarius, Smishmosh, Pertaker, and Nuke. So the first group, you'll set off to your qualification. When you enter the 4th lap of qualifying, make sure you park off the track and DNF. Second group, once the first group is finished, you do the same, do qualifying, park off the track whilst the first group are doing theirs, and then enter the 4th lap DNF. Yeah, that's it really. Just make sure that you don't park on track when you DNF to affect anyone else. When we get onto the race, I'll explain that procedure when we get there. But yeah, first group, David, Bouncy, Staff Dog, Sicarius, Smishmosh, Pertaker, Nuke. We set off in 1 minute. Make sure you get your tunes and that ready. Any questions? Nope. We good? Let's rock and roll. Good luck, fellas. Right, so the first qualifying group will be David, Bouncy, Staff Dog, Sicarius, Smishmosh Smash, Pertaker, and Nuke. Once they've finished, the second group will go. They'll do their qualification times, and we'll see what the grid for the second race of the night will look like. They've only got 2 flying laps to complete a time. We go. So here we go then. We've got Staff Dog, Sicarius, Bouncy, Pertaker, Smishmosh Smash, Nuke here for qualifying. David final form giving himself a bit of a gap as well. Then DJ Dryker, Plague, Noob School, Easy YN, Joe Burden, and Tom 4 will be the second group. They only have 2 opportunities to get a good time. So it's pressure, pressure. They're all about to enter their first lap of qualification. They're all really close together as well, which I don't really understand. I thought they'd give themselves a bit more space. But also, if you are behind someone who you believe is quicker than you, it can sometimes help you to get a quick lap in by following their lines, etc. So we'll ride on board with someone who is actually doing the qualifying right now. We'll go on board with Sicarius. We'll see what type of time he gets. So Sicarius, for his first flying lap, he will get a 34.475. That's a very good time, especially as he was blocked a tiny bit there at the beginning of the lap. He's now doing his second lap of qualifying. Once they enter the 4th lap, they will all have to park off track and DNF. Can Sicarius improve his time? Looks like Bouncy's going very quick on this lap as well. He's keeping hold of Sicarius. And Sicarius will cross the line. He will not improve his time. They will all go off track and DNF. And then the next group will go. Bouncy, Bouncy, come on, mate. Right, Bouncy did not complete that, so I don't have to disqualify him, which is good. Don't want to be doing any of that. So Joe Burden in this qualifying group. We've got Ezin, we've got Tom 4, we've got Plague, we've got DJ Dryker, and we've got Noob School. We'll ride on board with Joe Burden. See what kind of time you get. So you got the quickest time in qualifying last time around. and he's just started his first flying lap of qualification in the second race, for the second race this evening. I would appreciate it if nobody types in the text chat. We don't want people getting distracted during qualifying. So Joe Baird in his first flying lap, he will get a 34.469. Not the quickest time so far. Please no typing. So will Joe Baird improve his time as he goes across the line? He will. A 34.355 for Joe Baird. When all these have crossed the line and DNF'd, we'll have a better idea of who is on pole. I'll just need a couple of minutes just to put them in order, and then I will get the grid sorted out for the race. All these guys could just go off track and DNF. Then we'll be sorted. Just waiting for Tom 4 to DNF. Who are we waiting on? Yeah, please no typing, guys. Please no typing. Who are we waiting for? Who are we waiting for? Someone is not DNF'd. Plague. Can someone tell Plague to DNF, please? Otherwise, we'll be here for literally forever. We will be here forever. Come on, Plague. DNF, mate. Can someone tell him? Plague. Thank you. Alright, I'm just going to sort these qualification times in order, and I'll be right back. Just need to pause the countdown. So it'll be Ezin will start on pole position, Joe Baird in second, and David final form will be third on the grid. Right, I'm just going to set up the 36 laps. Hello. Right, I'll say it now. Yeah, please no typing in any of the sessions, please. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, we've got Ezin on pole position. He will start on the right-hand side. You will all need to do one lap and follow who is in front of you. I'll call out the grid, follow who's in front of you, and line up on the start and finish line where the flag is. I will call out the grid one by one. So yeah, it'll be Ezin, followed by Joe Baird and David final form, Sicarius, Bouncy, Plague, Dryker, Nuke, Tom Force, Mishmosh, Bertaco, Staff Dog, and Noob School. So yeah, just follow each other. I need a staggered formation. So Joe Burden will be on the right, and then where his car ends, sorry, as in on the right. Yeah, so as in on the right, then where his car ends, Joe Burden's will begin on the left-hand side, and just keep doing that all the way till last place. Anyone got any questions? Yeah, please. Well, I'll call it one by one, but it's as in Joe Burden, David, Sicarius, Bouncy, Plague, Dryker, Nuke, Tom 4, Smishmosh, Pertaker, Staff Dog, Noob School. Right, I'm just going to check that you've all got your soundboard turned on, because you'll need to listen out for the start procedure. Did everyone hear that? Yeah. I think so. But yeah, when you get on the start and finish line, when you're all gridded up, I'll ask if you're all ready, and then I'll do one of those horns for you to get ready, and then the second one will be go. So is everyone ready? All right, good luck. Right, we are going. Ezin will be on pole position for this race. Right, so it's Ezin, followed by Joe Burden, followed by David, followed by Sicarius, Bouncy, Plague, Dryker, Nuke, Tom 4, Smishmosh, Pertaker, Staff Dog, Noob School. Yeah, that's better, Resin. Nice, nice. You can go a little bit closer there, Joe. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright, yeah. Bit further back, David. A little bit further back, David. That'll do, that'll do. Right, Bouncy a bit further up. No, Bouncy, Plague, you can go further up. Dryker further up. Nuke, can you go a bit back, please? That'll do, that'll do. Tom a bit further back. Smishmosh a bit further back. A little bit more than that, Tom, please. A little bit. That'll do, that'll do. Not too much, a little bit further forward. That'll do, that'll do. Right, Smishmosh, you're good. Staff Dog a little bit further back, please. That'll do, that'll do. Right, is everybody ready? So we've got Ezin. It's a very slow start here on the hill, but Ezin will have a decent start off the grid. We've got David final form, who will overtake Joe Burden. Ezin will have the inside line as we go down the hill. So we've got Ezin in first. We've got David final form in second. David final form with a better line out of that turn here. Ezin in first, David in second, and Plague will get an overtake there on Joe Burden. Joe Burden are already down to fourth on the grid from second. So we've got Sicarius there in fifth, got Nuke in sixth, and we've got a gap already before we get to Pertaker, Tom 4, Bouncy, Dryker, Staff Dog, Smishmosh, and then Noob School at the back of the grid. So we've got 2x2x2. David final form in first place, Ezin in second. Ezin had a good start, but he's already down to second place. David final form will be looking to escape before Joe Burden is released. Joe Burden had a very good race last time around, getting the win, had decent pace as well. Ezin got fourth position in the last race, looking for a better result this time around. So we've got David final form, Ezin, and Joe Burden. We've got a gap already before we get to Plague. Nuke and Sicarius are side by side. Looks like Nuke will be looking to get an overtake done as they go side by side down the start and finish straight. We're already on lap 4 of 36. Will Nuke complete this overtake? Ooh, he does very nicely there. Is he going to place his car in front, or is Sicarius have an opportunity to be on the inside into the next turn? Looks like Nuke will complete it for now. We'll just keep an eye on this as they get up the uphill right-hander. Looks like Nuke has it for now, but Sicarius does switch it around. He's going to try and get on the right-hand side before they get into the last turn. Looks like Nuke is holding on here. Looks like he'll have decent acceleration as we go down the start and finish. We'll just see. Nuke has been trying to complete this overtake for a full lap now, but Sicarius is still there, side by side. This is a battle for 5th and 6th position. We're just going to keep an eye on 1, 2, and 3 up ahead there as well. But it looks like Nuke has finally completed that overtake. We'll just see what happens here into the uphill right-hander. Goes a little bit wide again, which will allow Sicarius to get a bit closer. A little bit out of sorts there. And they will still stay side by side. Nuke on the left, Sicarius on the right. As we go down the hill, all this is allowing the front runners to pull away, but Nuke has finally completed that overtake there. So here we are at the front of the grid. David final form in first. Got a little bit of a gap now to Ezin in second place. Then we've got Joe Bairden in third, Plague in fourth, Nuke in fifth, Sicarius in sixth, Pertaco seventh, Tom 4 in eighth, DJ Draco in ninth, and Bouncy, that'll be your top 10. Seen some good racing in this first race, and also now in the second race. Nuke and Sicarius are providing the entertainment. Looks like Sicarius will try once again to make that overtake, and he will get it done into 5th position. We will now hopefully get some idea of what Sicarius' pace is like. I've heard he's a very quick Donny. And we'll see if he could start making his way towards a Plague there in 4th position. Looks like David final form has been caught up here by Ezin. Joe Bairden in close company. The top 3 pulling away from Plague in 4th. So there is your top 3. Plague in 4th. Then we've got Sicarius trying to build a gap over Nuke. Then we've got a bunch here of Pertaco, Tom Ford, Draco, Bouncy, and Staff Dog. Then we've got Smith Smosh Smash and Noob School having a close battle there at the back of the grid. Here is your top 3. Ezin in the first race, looking very, very quick in practice and qualifying. Had an incident that dropped in to the back of the grid, climbed back up to 4th position, and he's having a decent race so far. David final form got 2nd in the first race of the evening, now in 1st place. Joe Bairden, after a runner away in 1st place, currently in 3rd, but we all know he has the pace. Is he just going to bide his time here to see what happens with David final form and Ezin? Or is this his current pace right now? Ooh, David final form and Ezin. Ezin on the left, David final form on the right. Ezin will have to look for an opportunity here or a gap to overtake. He's going to keep going down there on the left. But David final form will hold on for now. But all this is allowing Joe Bairden to catch up. Who is this? Smish Smosh Smash. Looks like he has had some kind of incident. Already nearly a lap down to these guys. Joe Bairden now looking to overtake Ezin for 2nd position. He's going to be on the outside into this turn, so Ezin will hold on for now, but Joe Bairden will try and keep his bumper just enough there so he can try and get the overtake done through this turn. The downhill right. All this is allowing David final form to pull away. Joe Bairden, nicely done, keeps it nice and clean. He will place his car in front of Ezin and he will claim 2nd position. Now with David final form in his sights and about a 2nd gap between them. Any battles between David final form and Joe Bairden will allow Ezin to have opportunities, I'm sure, not even at the halfway stage of this race. David final form in first, Joe Bairden 2nd, Ezin in 3rd, and we've got Plague on his own there in 4th, Sicarius in 5th, Nuke in 6th. We've got side by side here with Tom 4 and Pertaco. Tom 4 ahead for now. Pertaco is going to go side by side. DJ Draco and Bouncy in close company. But Bouncy ahead. Pertaco ahead of this train at the moment. And Tom 4 goes flipping. So does DJ Draco. And they'll both have to hit a reset there. So we've got David Final Form in first. A bit of a, got a larger gap here between David Final Form, Ezin and Joe Bairden. Ezin at some point has got an overtake on Joe Bairden once again, so they'll be battling again for second place. Joe Bairden on the inside into the final 10. They'll go side by side through the start and finish as they go up the hill. Ezin now back up into second place. David Final Form probably has about 2.5 seconds over these guys now. See there up ahead, about 2.5 seconds as we get to an end of a straight. Smish Mosh Smash is a lap behind. He will allow the leaders to overtake. Joe Bairden looking for a different line here to overtake Ezin. He'll get a lot of speed on entry there on Ezin. You saw him line that one up there. He got a lot more speed there on the entry to the corner. And he will get another overtake on Ezin, but will Ezin get it back on him once again? These two having a brilliant battle. All this is just allowing David Final Form to settle into his pace and build a gap between second and third. We've got Plague now joining in the battle for second and third as well. Is there anything he can do to get himself a podium position here? Then we've got Sicarius and Nuke, a similar gap between them two. Then we've got Pertaco and Bouncy. The train of four is now a two-man battle. Bouncy get a nice overtake there on Pertaco. Bouncy having a good race last time around, looking for consistent results this evening. After both of them flipping, DJ Dryker and Tom 4 are on a recovery drive. They're behind Staff Dog there. Let's get back on this second, third and fourth battle. Joe Bairden, Ezin and Plague. 2, 3, 4 in the picture there. David Final Form has cleared everyone in first place. While everyone is battling, he is just settling down as we reach the halfway stage of this race. He will be hoping that Joe Bairden doesn't get too free from Ezin, but it looks like on this lap 16 of 36, he's further away from Ezin than he has been before in this race, so he can start building his own pace down, making his way towards David Final Form. Is this gap too big for him to catch up? Both of them very quick, very consistent. Has Joe Bairden got the time to catch up to David Final Form? Plague there in fourth place, Sicarius in fifth. Then we've got Nuke in sixth place. Ezin not letting Joe Bairden go. They're both on a similar pace right now. Ezin on a 34.093. One of the quickest times we've seen this evening. Seems like the pressure is getting to some of these guys in qualification. We're not really seeing the zeros when it comes to the race. And now that them two have settled into their pace, Plague has been left on his own once again. Sicarius had a good overtake on Nuke earlier on, and he's slowly pulling away from him. There in fifth position. Looks like Ezin is closer again to Joe Bairden. Joe Bairden on my screen slightly hit the wall there as to reach the uphill right-hander. Not sure how much that would have slowed him down. Ezin looking for an opportunity to overtake here. Nothing to do there. No gaps really through the uphill right-hander as we go down the hill. Joe Bairden will keep it nice and tight. Smish Smosh Smash. Looks like he has retired. Got Noob School back marker there. Hopefully he will allow the leaders to overtake nice and clean. So we've got David Final Form in first, Joe Bairden second, and we've got Ezin in third. We've got Plague here in fourth place, Sicarius in fifth, Nuke in sixth. Then we've got Bouncy in seventh, Pertaco in eighth place. We've got Tom 4 in ninth, and Staff Dog, that is your top 10. DJ Dryco there in 11th position. Looks like the gap has got a little bit closer to David Final Form and Joe Bairden. But they are on lap 20 of 36. We are past the halfway stage now. Are Joe Bairden and Ezin going to start working together? They'll both really want the win here, but they are likely not to get it if they battle each other. So maybe Ezin will just allow Joe Bairden to get into his rhythm. Ezin will keep there in close company. And maybe towards the end of the race, they can start building their way towards David Final Form. It looks like they both definitely got the pace. Joe Bairden definitely closer every time we get to the final corner. He seems closer and closer to David Final Form than the previous lap. Joe Bairden has his sights set on the blue and orange car here at David Final Form. David Final Form got second earlier on in first at the moment. After the cars behind him started battling, he just settled into his pace, started running away. But the gap is getting smaller and smaller now. For first, second and third. Plague having a lonely race at the moment. So is Sicaris, so is Nuke. Got Bouncy, there's Noob School there. Bouncy looks like he's built a gap there over Pertacker. Tom 4 went flipping earlier on, so did DJ Dryker. That put them out of a decent mid-pack position. So here is first, second and third in your picture. David Final Form, Ezin and Joe Bedden will ride on board for a lap with Ezin. Where is he? There he is. I'm already selected. So we'll see it for the point of view of Ezin. We'll just check some lap times now as well. We've got Ezin with a 34.093, 34.130 David Final Form, Sicaris 34.398, Pertacker 34.8, 34.7 sorry from Tom 4, Plague 34.3, Bouncy 34.6, 34.5 from Nuke, 34.102 from Joe Bedden, DJ Dryker 34.7, Staff Dog 34.9, 35.7 from Noob School. Oh, DJ Dryker looks like he hit the wall there on the start finish. And he's going to pull off the track there. I think he's going to DNF. Unlucky there, DJ Dryker. He'll hit the wall, spin himself round, and he will DNF out of the race. But David Final Form, looks like the gap is staying similar between David Final Form and Joe Bedden in second place. Ezin still in close company to Joe Bedden. These two have been battling all race as we're about to enter the 26th of 36. We are racing here on the European Rallycross main circuit using the switchback. It's our first night of Revline ranking ELO races. Everyone is racing here to improve their rankings as we start building the ELO system in Revline. We've only got one race so far. IQ is the current leader in the ELO rankings. He has not participated so far tonight, but I'm sure he will plenty of times in the future. If you have a high ELO ranking, these racers will be looking to grab some of that from you. And over time, we'll get some idea of who the quick Donnies are. I think three of them are right here in your picture. David Final Form, Joe Bedden and Ezin. Joe Bedden so far not being out of the top three in any Revline race. Currently running in second place right now. David Final Form looks like he has found a decent pace where he can just hold that gap to Joe Bedden. These guys hot lapping right now. Is Ezin waiting for an opportunity on Joe Bedden, or is this just his pace? There will be a mistake or two between one or two of these drivers. That marker's just up ahead. Hopefully they will follow the blue flag rules. Noob School will allow Staff Dog and Tom 4 to overtake. Ezin ever closer to Joe Bedden. A little slight touch there on the rear panel. But it won't slow Joe Bedden down too much. We'll see now if the back markers slow down any of the leaders. Joe Bedden and Ezin will be hoping David Final Form will have a harder time to overtake him. But yeah, Joe Bedden definitely closer now to David Final Form. They get so close to that wall. David Final Form almost touching it there. Ezin goes a little bit wide there. That'll slow him down. Joe Bedden now with a bit of a gap here over Ezin. Similar gap between first, second and third. Yeah, Joe Bedden definitely close to David Final Form now. About to enter the 30th lap of 36. Staff dog moving out of the way. Nicely done. So here is fair second and third. We'll come back to this battle. We've got Plague there in 4th place. Sakari's in 5th. Nuke in 6th. Huge gap before we get to Pertaka and Bouncy. Bouncy got the overtake on Pertaka earlier on, but for one reason or another, Pertaka is now ahead of Bouncy, having a good battle here for 7th and 8th place. These two had a decent battle in the Revline Dals Bannon Mini Enduro. They were close together on the track for most of that event. Right, where is this lead battle? Need to keep an eye on it. David Final Form, Joe Baird and Ez in your top 3. Just about 5 laps to go here. Joe Baird starting to pile on the pressure on David Final Form. He has found a rhythm and he's definitely got a pace advantage as we speak. David Final Form definitely not slow though. We'll see what his defense is like as Joe Baird gets ever closer. Lap 31 of 36 now. David Final Form and Joe Baird both from the Equals Bulb. Top 3 both all from the Equals band server. Good representation in our races tonight. The Wreckfest 2 Fast Boys racing here tonight. I did a Proving Grounds event in the Equals band server the other day. Raced with all these guys. Very fast Donnies indeed. Looking forward to many races with them in the future. David Final Form and Joe Baird so close now as we get to start finish. They got stuck on each other, but David Final Form out of that will get a little bit of a gap. They got kind of stuck on each other on the final turn. I think Joe Baird had to back out of that one as the Wreckfest physics were physicking and David Final Form couldn't move unless Joe Baird backed out of it. Everyone still on track though, no incident occurred. And we are back to racing. Lap 32 of 36, top 3 in your picture, closer than ever. David Final Form, Joe Baird and Ezin. What can Joe Baird find here? Can he find a gap on the right of David Final Form? Not much of a gap there for him to do there. David Final Form keeps it nice and tight. Joe Baird will now look for something on the left. I saw him do this earlier on to Ezin. He found some speed there on the left-hand side. He doesn't cut across that time though. Ezin now with an opportunity to overtake, but nothing doing there. That David Final Form is safe for now. Ooh, Ezin gets very close to the barrier, and that's going to slow him a lot there. So it looks like he is out of the battle for first and second as we speak. We're on lap 34 of 36. Joe Baird and David Final Form. 2-car battle for the lead now. Unless something happens between these two that slows them down quite a lot. Looks like it's just these two as we get towards the finish. Joe Baird has got the line down to a T there on that downhill right-hand section. And it looks like David Final Form has entered the last lap of the race. Sorry, I was on board with Pertaka, but yeah, we're on the last lap of the race now with David Final Form and Joe Baird. Joe Baird, it's the last time he's going to enter all of these corners on this race, and he's not really close enough to do anything to David Final Form now. David Final Form just has to keep it nice and tidy, no mistakes. Keeps it nice and tight there, but Joe Baird is close. The only opportunity now is to send into the final turn. Is he going to try it here? Looks like he is not. So it looks like David Final Form will get his first win in a Revline event. Good win there from David Final Form. And we've got Joe Baird in second, Ezin in third. Plague will get 4th position. Looks like 5th will be Nuke. I'm not sure what happens to Sakarius. I think Nuke is allowing Sakarius to have the position there. I'm not sure what happened there, but Nuke having some racing respect there will allow Sakarius the position. Looks like Bouncy will win the battle between him and Pertaka. And we've got Tom 4 about to cross the line as well. Good racing from everyone there. That top 3 battle was very intense indeed, but David Final Form gets the win that time around. Joe Baird in second and Ezin in 3rd place. Good racing, good racing. only halfway done of the races tonight. Got 2 more of these left. I will put the practice laps back on. And if you are here for the 3rd race of the night, you are more than welcome to start practicing for that one. Good win there from David, final form. Joe Ben in 2nd. Ezin is your top 3. Right, I'll pause it and stick it back on 10 laps. And you guys are free to practice for 25 minutes or so. For anyone who's entering the 3rd race of the night, you're more than welcome to come in to practice. As in, looks like he'll do 1 more. He cannot run the 4th. That's okay, that's okay. You can enter as many or as little as you want to. Good race, good race. Some people leaving, some people joining. Yeah, Reedcrafter, your wish came true. As in, had a better race there. He had a slightly better start. Got a good podium. Good to see, good to see. So these guys are free to practice for the 3rd race. We've got 25 minutes before we start the qualifying for the 3rd race this evening. Got 2 more left of these ones. Oh, we've got Nodder and Moona in for they've signed up for this 3rd race, so they might be in soon. We've got decent sign-ups for the last race of the evening as well. F-Bomb is on the sign-up sheet. Ellis One Bird. Good to see, good to see. Yeah, no worries, Noob. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, you definitely improved. Ah, alright, okay, Sakaris. Yeah, very gentleman-like there of Nuke there to allow you the position. Thank you, DJ Dryker, for joining, mate. Good to see you again. Nice to see you in Wreckfest too. Yeah, it's my pleasure, mate. Thank you very much there for the follow, Stafford. Thank you, mate. Good races, good races. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for the follow, DJ Dryker. One of the OGs from Wreckfest 1 events. Good to see you doing these again. Right, quick toilet break for me, and I will be back very, very soon. Yeah, GG's, Sakaris. GG's. So we are currently in a practice session in between our races here. So our winners so far this evening have been Joe Baden and David Final Form. It looks like Joe Baden and David Final Form will be racing in our third race tonight also. Got Mooner joining us for this one. Looks like Bouncy will be doing another one as well, so will Plague. Yeah, I'll be posting the updated ELO rankings in the Revline Discord after all the races have finished here this evening. There'll be some winners, some losers. But hopefully everyone has enjoyed themselves so far. Thank you to everyone who's watching on Twitch and on YouTube. Appreciate the likes and the follows. It helps the channels. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. So the qualification for the next race will start at 5 past the hour. So these guys will get a couple of practice sessions in before we get going. Looks like Joe Baden has definitely got the pace advantage over everyone on the grid so far. Wasn't enough for him to get the win in the second race, but definitely very consistent so far this evening. Ezin as well. Looks like he was keeping on the back there of Joe Baden. He'll be hoping to qualify ahead of him for the next one. I like you too, noob. I like you too, big dog. Looking forward to the third and fourth races. We'll have some new faces as well, as I am aware. Some different people have signed up for those ones, so they'll get some racing in as well. We're also doing this tomorrow. We've got 3 time slots tomorrow. We'll be doing the Popper on Fincross main circuit reverse. So we'll see who gets to grips with that track and car combo. So it's basically like iRacing, David. So I've got a big maths equation, like in a spreadsheet, and it all gets inputted. The results get posted one after the other in order. So then it calculates like the ELO scoring system. So everyone started with 1,500 points. So the first few races there won't be many changes because it's just like building. It's just like building basically, where there'll be like small gains and small losses, but as time goes on there'll be people hopefully with like 1,600, 1,700 and more points. There'll be people with lower than 1,500, and if there's any big surprises like a 1,400 rated driver beating a 2k driver, then there could be some big switches in ELO ratings. Surprises do happen and have happened before in Revline events. So it'll give us a better idea of like the pecking order when it comes to events. It'll give me more to talk about like in pre-race commentary and everything like that. I'm also keeping track of like wins, podiums, race starts, etc. So yeah, definitely something I wish I did when I started Wreckfest 1 events, but I didn't think about it until later on. But yeah, doing it from the start here at Revline. Yeah, similar to that, yeah. So yeah, you're not getting points for like a win. You're getting points for like who you beat, like who's around you. Like if you're like a 2k rated driver and everyone's 1,400, then you're not going to gain that much. It depends on who's on the same grid as you. So I wanted it to be that way because if I did just like a straight championship, some people can't make some weeks. So yeah, like it doesn't really work out because some people score points or whatever. So we're doing it where whenever you race, you put your ELO ranking on the line against whoever's on the same grid as you. Yeah, I've been wanting to try the Popper on Fincross for a short while, so we'll see how that goes. As long as you're enjoying yourself, noob. And there will be people on similar ratings who we just need to give it a few races before, you know, everything shakes out and everyone's done a few races, and we'll get a better idea of who is where. We could maybe do some like special races in the future where only people who have got like 1,400 ratings can participate. So yeah, we can do stuff like that as well. We can, yeah, so it gives us more opportunities to do things in the future. But yeah, just need to give it a few races before it takes shape. Yeah, man. That's what I was thinking, yeah. As long as, yeah, if you want it to be competitive, but you can do if you want to. Whatever works for you. We've done a few there with poppers. It's fun. Haven't done it much since the upgrades update. Yeah. I thought it'd give us like more overtaking opportunities if we use the poppers. It's a car that I don't see too much in public servers either. I do agree, Noob, although it does like knacker me out. I did it for a few hours the other day and I was tired. Yeah, we're not blessed with many small cars and wide tracks at the moment, so we'll make do with what we've got. But if everyone can do great racing on the tracks we've got now, then we've definitely got a lot to look forward to. As the wider tracks, the modded tracks, all the new cars will start getting released. Plenty of races to look forward to. Looks like we've got Moona on the grid for this one. Good to see Moona. Got a lovely purple livery there, nice to see. Definitely training the player base, yeah. We're clean racing in a game called Wreckfest, and it's great to see. Great to see. So we have got the final practice session of this before the third race this evening. We won't have time for another. Oh, we might do actually. Might have time for one more. But yeah, if anyone wants to join in who's watching on Twitch or YouTube, all you have to do is be in the Revline voice chat to listen to the instructions before the qualifying and before the race to join in these races. Got some very quick Donnies participating in this one. Some people may join in at the last minute as well. No worries, Reed, no worries. Yeah, we've got some sign-ups for that one, so yeah, we'll definitely have a grid. I was getting worried because for one of the races, there was only one person signed up, but I'm glad that more people have turned out for this. Good to see. The equals band contingent have come out in force. It helped us have some good racing this evening so far. Yeah, like I said earlier on, after the stream is finished, I'll be breaking all these races up into like separate videos. I'll post them on the YouTube, so whichever race you was in, you'll be able to find it easily. You don't have to look through the stream or anything like that. And the ELO scores will be updated whilst I'm doing that. Yeah, we used to get down Wreckfest 1, there was a few people who would not sign up and probably like practice the hell out of the track and car combo in the background, and they'd join in last minute and surprise everyone. They're like, oh no, he's joined. He's here. I remember like the OB guys used to do that a lot. They used to not sign up, then they'd all join together. Usually get a podium lockout. The hopes and dreams of many would be in tatters, sorry, as those guys would join the server. It can be, especially if the event is full, but we'll see what happens going forward. Yeah, Ben Out was in the first race that we did last week. our first main event, he got 3rd position. So the podium for that was IQ in 1st, Joe Baird in 2nd, and Burnout finished in 3rd place. We did a Dals Bannon mini endurance. It was our first proper event here in Revline for Wreckfest 2. Oh, Esin. Oh, he caught it. He caught it. Nice, nice. We've seen people go flipping there on that final turn. But Esin saves himself there. Now's the time to be doing stuff like that in practice and not in the main race. Yeah, no worries, Reed. I mean, on my YouTube, the full event is posted on YouTube, and also I've split the event into qualifying, sprint race, and race. So if you ever want to catch up on it, it's just add to Robin on YouTube. Everything is on there. Yeah, all races in Revline are streamed, commentated, and recorded. It's either myself or the legend F-Bomb. F-Bomb yet to do his first Wreckfest 2 event in proper, but I'm sure we will see him soon doing events. He's the guy who inspired me to do all this, so I'm looking forward to seeing him make his much-awaited return. Yeah, no worries, man. Appreciate you. Right, these guys have got a chance for one more quick practice. Esin getting a bit tired. These guys are getting tired. He's got blisters on his fingers. Brighton Hospital, yes, Aaron. How's it going, Aaron Tedham? Good to see you, mate. But first finger is doing finger yoga. That sounds like the strat there, noob. Get some resting. Don't peak too early. That's what Ellis One Baird's doing. He said he's doing one race this evening. He's doing the final one. I'm aware. Who is it? Who's signed up for the final one so far? Pertaco, Plague, David, Ellis One Baird, F-Bomb, Johnny Soccer. Moon is cooked. He's just got here. He's cooked already. I gotta be focused up to corner Bombard. Yeah, I'm doing good, Aaron. I'm doing good, mate. Right, these guys have got time for one more practice session, then we'll head straight into qualification for the 3rd race this evening. So yeah, we set off for qualification about 5 past the hour. So if anyone is still wanting to do this race, you've still got enough time, just under 10 minutes to join in. Got a slightly smaller grid so far. Oh, F-Bomb, look at that. Look at the Donny. F-Bomb is in to do some qualification. There's the legend right there. Looks like Bomb is doing a race a bit earlier than expected. Or maybe he's just getting some practice in before his race later on. By the way, guys, if you guys have never seen Bomb do some clean racing, he is a fast Donny. Definitely was in Wreckfest 1. He's not only good on the mic, he definitely knows how to throw a car around a track as well. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful. Good to see him. Oh. He's just getting used to it. He's just getting used to it. He's alright. He's alright. It's only practice. I didn't see a thing. So yeah, we're on the final practice session before our third race this evening. These guys getting the tunings ready, getting the lines ready, getting a bit of race crafting. Trying to figure out where the gaps are. I never saw or anything. Didn't see anything. Practice is the time to do those types of things. Great to see F-Bomb on the track. Joe Baird and F-Bomb side by side. Are we going to see Bouncy return? Sorry, left the server. Ooh, David found a form. Flips it. I'm sorry there, Reed. Whatever you typed there, it got censored. We are in 2026. Everything seems to get censored these days. I'm not sure what it was you tried to say. The censorship has reached Wreckfest 2 as well. Did I change the reset timers to instant? No. Oh, click from my channel. I'll look at it at the end. No, it's on 2 seconds, noob. 2 seconds. Plague and Ezin having a practice battle here. Yeah, we always do 2 seconds in our clean events, noob. Oh, Ezin hits the wall and Plague will be free. Looks like Bomb's picking up the pace pretty quickly as well. We started with 2, went to instant when they changed the physics for a patch. Fair play. Yeah, we'll stick with 2 for now and see how she goes. We'll see how she goes. Ooh, that bump can catch you out there. I've never done it myself, I don't think, but I've seen it a few times in practice in a couple of races. You catch some wheels on this thing here, you'll just flip you down the hill. Yeah, it was pretty decent on our first event as well at Dallas Bannon. We had didn't really have any issues there for 2 seconds. It was all right. Plague getting some hot laps in here, 34.392. Muna putting up a good defense here in this practice. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm pretty new to it. I'm pretty new to it. So yeah, we're figuring it out as we go. Well, I'm new since patch 6 anyway. Update 6. Is bomb in VC? Right. I'm just going to go in the VC with the races, explain the qualifying procedure, and then I'll be right back with you guys. How's it going, gents? Yeah, so for you guys who've not done this already, for the qualifying, I'll split you into 2 groups. You'll have 2 opportunities to get a fast time. When you enter the 4th lap, make sure you DNF off track. The first group will be Bomb, Ezin, Joe Baden, and David. The second group will be the people who I haven't mentioned. So yeah, just make sure that the guys who are not in the first group, that your parts off track, don't get in the way. When the first group is finished, second group you go, make sure you all DNF at the end. When we get to the race, I'll explain the race start procedure and everything. Any questions? Good to go. Get all your tunes and that sorted, and yeah, we'll crack on with qualifying. Good to see you, Bomb. Love you, brother. Right, good luck, guys. Right, is everyone here? We've got Bomb, Pertaka, Ezin, Muna, Jobaden, Plague, and David Final Form. So Bomb, Ezin, Jobaden, and David Final Form will be in the first group. Pertaka, Muna, Plague will be in the second group. Right, so we've got David Final Form, Ezin, F-Bomb. They'll have 2 opportunities to get a fast time before we enter the race. We'll split these into 2 groups. It gives them plenty of space to get around the track. Yeah, Bomb, it's because of the start procedure, there's going to be 2 horns, so you need to be in voice chat to hear the soundboard and all that stuff. That's how we're doing qualifying for the time being, so in the race start procedure. At some point, hopefully, we'll have it integrated into the server, so we don't need to do all of that. Let's ride on board with David. So David on his first flying lap. Looking for a low 34 for a pole position here. He's got 34.339 as he enters his second flying lap. Got the second group there waiting, Muna, Plague, and Pertaka. So will David Final Form improve his time? As he goes across the line, 34.3 to beat. He gets a 34.287. Just need everyone to go off track. And DNF, F-bomb going over here. Looks like he'll be safe if he gets himself up on that hill there. He was just restarting his engine. Nicely done, nicely done. So Joe Baden in the next group. Plague, Pertaka, Moona. Oh no, Joe Baden was in the first group. He's just parking himself up. So we'll ride on board with... We should ride on board with Plague. So Plague get a 34.1 in practice. If you can get something similar to that in this qualifying, that'll do him good for the race. He's about to start his first flying lap now. We'll follow him around. Going through the uphill right-hander. Keep it nice and steady. They're all going through the middle there of that corner. So go down the hill. We've got a sharp left here. Slow it right down. Get really close to the barrier. Make the climb towards the hill. Again, keep it somewhere in the middle. Then narrow yourself round as you go down the hill right. Then you sweep it left. Make sure you find your braking point into the final turn. And then you go down the hill, and Plague will get a 34.392 for his first time. Ooh, it looks like Pertaka binned it there on the start finish. He will not have a run up for his last time, which will be on the struggle bus there. We'll lose a lot of time for that. So we'll follow Plague then as he does his final flying lap. Keep it nice and steady. Looks like he had a better final turn there as he accelerates down the hill. Will he improve his time here? He will not. He will stay on a 34.392. Moona will complete his time also. And so will Pertaka. These guys will pack it up, and then I'll quickly get the qualifying time sorted out. And then we'll get the grid sorted out for the race. Just waiting for Moona to pack it up and DNF. Who else we're waiting for? Nicely done. I'll be back with you guys very soon. Just going to sort this out. Right, so it'll be Ezin will start on pole yet again. David Final Form in second, Joe Baird in third, Plague in fourth, Moona fifth, F-Bomb in sixth, and Pertaka will start at the back of the grid. I'll just sort out the laps. And then I'll just talk to these guys in the voice chat, and then we are good to go. Most of these guys have done this already, but we've got some newcomers in. Right, gents. Right, so we've got Ezin on pole position. He will start in on the right-hand side of the grid. Make sure you all do one lap. Follow who's in front of you before you line up on the start-finish at the flag like you've done the first few times. But yeah, it'll be Ezin on pole, David second, Joe Baird in third, Plague fourth, Moona fifth, Bomb in 6th, and Pertacker in 7th. Once you get to the grid, I'll ask if you're all ready. Then you'll hear one horn. I'm going to do the horn now. Make sure your soundboard is turned on. Did everyone hear that? Right, so you'll hear one horn. You'll hear one horn to get ready, and then the second horn you will go. Any questions? Alrighty, good luck, fellas. I'll call you out one by one. Make sure you line up on the grid in the order that I say. Alright, so we've got Ezin, David, Joe, Plague, Muna, Bomb, Pertacker. Yeah, that's good, that's good. That's good. Plague a little bit further forward. Muna, you can go forward a bit. Bomb a little bit back. A little bit further back, Bomb. That'll do. Pertack a little bit further back. Right, guys, are you ready? Right, so we have Ezin with the uphill start once again, and we've got Joe Baden in 2nd, Plague in 3rd, David final form in 4th place, F-Bomb there jumping Muna into 5th. We've got Pertacker there at the back of the grid. Ezin with a decent start, Bomb going side by side with David final form a little bit there. David final form who won the last race out, now currently in 4th place. We've got Plague, David final form and Bomb all close together. Muna going left of Bomb there. Pertacker currently running in last place after having a rough qualifying session there. We'll be looking for a good recovery. So here is 1st and 2nd. Ezin, Joe Baden. Got a bit of a gap already before we get to 3rd place. Plague, David final form in 4th place. F-Bomb in 5th. Muna in 6th. Gaps forming already, only on lap 3 of 36. Got a little mini endurance here. We're going too wide. F-Bomb and Pertacker. Pertacker jumping from last place on the grid up now into 5th. F-Bomb's going to go wide with Pertacker as we go down the hill. F-Bomb had to back out a little bit there so he didn't hit the wall. As the grid starts to take shape here. There'll be some supporters for Bomb in the chat, I'm sure. It's good to see him doing some clean racing here in Wreckfest 2 at Revline. The legend F-Bomb. Look at this battle between Ezin and Joe Baden. Similar to the last race, but reverse. Joe Baden was ahead in that one. Ezin was behind him. So we've got Ezin in 1st. We've got Joe Baden in 2nd. We've got Plague in 3rd. David final form in 4th position. Joe Baden's going to go side by side with Ezin as we go down the hill. Ezin's going to have the inside. Joe Baden looking for the inside on the uphill right-hander. Looks like he has it for now. Can he get the position cleared? Ezin goes a little bit wide there. That's going to allow Joe Baden to get the position. So he will claim 1st for himself there. Nicely done there from Joe Baden. So we've got Joe Baden, Ezin, Plague, David final form. Then we've got a gap before you get to Pertacker, F-Bomb and Muna. So everyone seems to have a decent battle on the grid here this evening for this 3rd race. David final form all over the back of Plague. Ezin all over the back of Joe Baden. Ezin had a really good line there out of that time. They'll go side by side, but Joe Baden will have the inside, but he does go a little bit wide, so Ezin will hit the switch and they go down the hill. Ezin will claim 1st spot back from Joe Baden. A very good race here, hotting up between these incredibly fast racers. Gap forming between first, second, and third and fourth. And then a huge gap before you get to Pertaker, F-Bomb, and Muna already. But everyone's racing, everyone's sweating, everyone's having a good time. F-Bomb goes a little bit wide there. Muna's going to be able to go side by side with him as we go down the hill. F-Bomb will hold on to it for now then. F-Bomb on the right, Muna on the left as we go up the hill. F-Bomb looking to hold on, keeps it nice and tight. Muna goes a little bit wide there, which will slow him down, so F-Bomb will hold on to that position for now. Good racing throughout the field here. Ooh, F-Bomb nearly flipping it on that bump there, but he keeps it together. We'll jump back up the grid. Here is Ezin and Joe Baden. First and second place. Ezin getting slow close to that wall there. Also a battle here between Plague and David Final Form. David Final Form with a second and first to his name so far this evening. Currently running in fourth place. Plague is the target for him to overtake to get into a podium spot here. Ooh, it was very close to the wall there, David Final Form. That'll slow him down a little bit on the start finish, and Plague will hold on to third for now then. Plague looking for his first podium position here at Revline. We know he's very quick indeed. He plays with the buttons, uses buttons for accelerated brake. Never heard that one before. It sounds, we've heard of unusual controller combos in Wreckfest 1. Like, remember School Jelly? All of his controls are back to front. Yeah, we've got someone using the face buttons in Wreckfest 2. So the gap between first and second and third and fourth is getting wider and wider. Ezin and Joe Baden, I think they both said they won't be doing the final race, so there could be a winner for grabs for someone else in the last one. But Ezin in first for now. He's got a battle on his hands here, running on lap 10 of 36. Ezin keeping it nice and tight there, good defence. And he will hold on to that first position now. We've got side-by-side action with David Final Form and Plague. Plague on the left, David Final Form on the right. Plague will keep it nice and steady, building acceleration as we go down the hill. David Final Form in fourth place. We'll have to think of something else to get an overtake done on this gentleman. Looks like he's got very good defence. They're both keeping it nice and clean. Plague will hold the inside line there. David looking to switch it onto the left as we go up the hill. Ooh, but David hits the wall there, so it's going to slow him. I think it slowed him both down. I think David backed out of that one ever so slightly. He probably thought he slowed Plague down a little bit too much there. Right, we're going to go back to this battle between F-Bomb and Muna. Very close between these two. F-Bomb's first race in Wreckfest 2 at Revline. He's having a good battle here with Muna. Good to see, good to see. Pertaker looking out like he's got a lonely race ahead of him if these two keep battling with each other. We'll watch these as they go up the hill. Bomb with the inside line. Muna on the left, who's in the wrong position there to make an overtake. He had to rely on what Bomb's car was doing. Bomb's car flicked out the rear, which slowed Muna down a little bit. But they will be in the same positions as they complete another lap. There is Pertaker running in fifth. We've got side by side with Ezin and Joe Baden. It's like Joe Baden will get an overtake done on Ezin and move up into first place. We missed the start of that one, but we saw the end of it. Joe Baden up into first place, looking for his second win of the night. He's been Mr. Consistent this evening. Entered all three of the races so far. Looking for 2 firsts and a second to add to his second that he got a week ago. We've got Plague, who has built a little bit of a gap there over David Final Form. Looks like he's picked up the pace here. Can they both work with each other to make their way towards the lead battle as we enter the halfway stage here? F-Bomb and Muna still having that great battle there for 6th and 7th position. Muna hitting that bump there nearly sends him a tumbling, but he holds it together now. Bomb has a bit of breathing room now. Can Bomb build a bit of consistency, a bit of pace, and start making his way towards Pertacker. He's been battling with Muna for all of the 15 laps so far, but now has an opportunity to work on his speed, get some laps in. Not sure how much practice he's put in this evening, so every lap will be a learning experience for the legend there, F-Bomb. It's like Joe Baden has built a gap over Ezin since making that overtake a couple of laps ago. We have reached just about reached the halfway stage here. Third race this evening. We've got one more after this. It's been a pleasure to see some great clean racing here again at Revline. We're doing the European Rallycross main circuit using the switchback. Everyone is working on their ELO rankings. These guys would have definitely added to that this evening. Consistently in the top half of the grid. Where is... Ooh, looks like David Final Form has got an overtake on Plague, so that puts him into third position. So David Final Form now in a podium spot. Is there enough time for him to catch up to the lead battle of Joe Baden and Ezin? Ooh, not while hitting the wall, you were. That'll definitely slow you down. That's going to halt his progress a little bit, but Plague not really close enough there to take advantage. And the battle between Bomb and Muna carries on. It's a similar gap than what we was looking at before. I think they are making them way towards Pertacker ever so slightly. So we'll keep an eye on this one. 5th, 6th and 7th, Pertacker, Bomb and Muna. Ezin is letting Joe Baden escape here. Looks like he's closer than he was the previous lap we saw them both. Joe Baden on a 34.058. We'll see what Mr. Ezin is on. We'll ride on board with him for a lap. A 34.066. These guys have got blistering pace here. I see you there, more rum than fuel. Good to see you, mate. Nice to see you, GAZ. Yeah, we've got the legend, F-Bomb. He's doing some clean, sweaty racing, ladies and gents. Good to see him, good to see him. Return of the Mac. So we look at the man. We'll have a look at the man, see how he's doing. There he is, Mr. F-Bomb. Ooh, he hit the wall slide. I don't want to curse him. He's having a lovely race here with Muna. They've been battling all race. Similar gap between these two as the last time I looked. Bomb with Pertacker in his sights. Pertacker, I'm aware, is a Wreckfest 2 veteran already with nearly 2,000 hours, I believe, to his name in Wreckfest 2. Bomb just getting started on the Wreckfest 2 journey. I'm sure we'll see a lot of that guy's face in the future when it comes to Wreckfest 2 events, either in the commentary booth or on the track. We've got David Final Form and Plague there. Looks like David is building a bit of a gap there over Plague. We've got Joe Baden and Ezin still together on the track here. With such similar pace between these two, Ezin's going to have to rely on a mistake here from Joe Baden for an opening. But no opportunities left. We're on lap 21 of 36. Joe Baden with a win to his name so far this evening and a second place. Ezin with a podium for himself as well. And I believe it was a 4th position in the first race. Looking for his first win this evening. Or at least a 2nd place. There's the gap between 1st, 2nd and 3rd David Final Form. David Final Form was behind Plague at the beginning of the race, but is now overtaking him and building a gap. We'll be hoping something happens between 1st and 2nd, so you can catch up. The battle between Bomb and Muna, it carries on. Similar gap, but they are at a decent pace. They've still got Pertacker in their sights. What's going to happen between 1st and 2nd here? Both keeping it very consistent after having an overtake apiece, as in overtaking Joe Bairden first, then Joe Bairden retaining the favour to get first position. Has got a couple of cars gap between them both, as we're about to enter the 25th lap of the race. David found the form a little bit too far away to do anything for the time being, but if these two start battling and David final form shows the blistering pace that we've seen from him already, it could become a 3-car battle for the lead. But as it stands, that is the gap between first, second, third and fourth, and then a huge gap before we get to Pertaco, and then the forever battle between Bomb and Muna. It looks like they've got the exact same pace. There's been the exact gap between them all race. I hope they are enjoying themselves out there. Good to see the Bomb on the side of Bomb's car there. I'm sure he will get busy making skins at some point or another. So we've got one more race this evening, guys. If you're watching this, you've got Wreckfest 2, you fancy yourself some clean racing. We've got one more of these Revline ELO ranking races after this one. We've got some sign-ups for it already, but we've still got plenty of space. If you fancy it, all you have to do is join the Revline voice chat, so you can listen to the instructions for the qualification and start procedure, and then you are good to go. We had some decent turnouts in the first and second race. We've got a slightly smaller grid for this one, but 7 cars on the grid. You still get some nice racing like we're seeing between Joe Bairden, Ezin. We saw a nice battle between David Final Form, Plague. Maybe not from Pertaco. He's having a bit of a lonely one, but hopefully he's enjoying himself. Then we've got F-Bomb and Muna. Same gap still between 6th and 7th. Don't you do that, noob. Don't do it. I'm not saying it. Looks like Ezin is keeping Joe Bairden within arm's reach here, as we are within 10 laps of the end of the race. I'm ignoring you, noob. Don't clip it, don't clip it. Joe Bairden and Ezin, they're entering the lap 29 of 36. Anyone who was unaware of how quick Ezin was are definitely seeing it on show this evening. Joe Bairden, if anyone is looking for any sort of comparison, running IQ close to a race win last week. Came second there ultimately to the Wreckfest 1 legend IQ, but we're seeing Ezin with a very similar pace to Joe Bairden, so that gives you some idea of the pecking order there. David Final Form with a race win to his name as well. Expect him to get some main event wins in the future. Looks like these guys are very close in pace. Joe Bairden, Ezin, David Final Form, Plague as well. Sicarius we saw earlier on had some really good pace. We don't do that here. We didn't, but we are now apparently. Thank you, Noob School. David Final Form, the race is becoming a lonely one for him, running in 3rd place right now, Plague in 4th. Let's have a look at what's happening with Bomb and Muna. Ooh, it's getting a bit close. No, it's about the same. I thought it was closer, but it's about the same. It's about the same between Bomb and Muna. I'm sure many of the guys that are in voice chat are supporting the man there as he hits the wall. I don't want to curse him, but they're going to go side by side. Muna with an opportunity to overtake into the final 10. So Muna will get the overtake on F-Bomb up into 6th place. F-Bomb with about 5 laps to take that back from him. But Joe Bairden and Ezin, a larger gap between these two now. Joe Bairden spreading his legs a little bit there. Stretching his legs, sorry. Jesus Christ. Anyway. David Final Form in 3rd. Plague in 4th. Oh my god. The blooper reel is growing, ladies and gentlemen. The blooper reel is growing. Moon, after getting the overtake on Bomb, has built a little gap over him there. I'm scared to say anything because I think I'm going to butcher it. We've not got long left of this race now. F-Bomb had a good advantage over Moona earlier on, but Moona getting the overtake done a lap or two ago. Pertacker there in 5th position. Ooh, Joe Baden. The gap is growing between him and Ezin. I'm not sure if Ezin's just settled for that 2nd place here now. They both said they were tired before this one. They've both done 2 mini Enduros before this one. Looks like the tiredness may have got to Ezin quicker than Joe Baden. Please don't say it, Ben. Well, you can say it. It'll get censored. So Joe Baden first. We've got Ezin in 2nd. David Final Form in 3rd. We've got Plague in 4th. Huge gap before we get to Pertacker. There he is. There's Bomb and Moona. The leader has entered lap 35 and 36. We've got F-Bomb and Moona having a battle, but they have to bear in mind that the leaders are right behind them. Blue flag rules are in effect. Let's hope it doesn't affect Joe Baden too much. F-Bomb looking for an opportunity to overtake Moona. Moona goes a little bit wide there. That's going to allow F-Bomb to get a little bit closer. I think the leaders are about to enter the last lap of the race. We've got Moona, F-Bomb in 6th and 7th place. Joe Baden just entered the final lap. He's got a huge gap there over Ezin. He'll be hoping not to get caught up in anything between these two. F-Bomb and Moona will be focusing on each other. The Bomb will not want to finish where he is right now. He's set his targets on Moona. Ooh, Moona goes a little bit wide. That's going to allow F-Bomb to get side by side with Moona as they go through the sweeping left and down the right. They've got one more lap to do, these guys. Joe Baden is going to finish the race in 1st, Ezin in 2nd, and it looks like David Final Form in 3rd, but F-Bomb and Moona still with a lap to go. This is the battle we all want to see. 6th and 7th place. F-Bomb claiming back the position there from Moona. Pertacker probably a bit too far ahead unless he makes a mistake. Moona, catches Bomb a little bit there, but still, he's going to go side by side. Is he going to get it done? He hits the tyres. F-Bomb. Ooh, there was a last-ditch maneuver there from Moona, but he hit the tyres, which slowed him down a little bit too much. And ultimately, Bomb will hold on to 6th place. Great racing between them two. Ooh, a 33.957 there from David Final Form. That's the first 33 I have seen this evening. Right, so the server's going to go back into practice mode. You are all free to practice until the next one starts at 5 past the hour. Right, I'm just going to sort out these results. Good racing. Ezin's going to watch the stream for the last one. No worries, mate. Good to see. Good to see. Thanks for joining. Good racing. Very consistent for you there, mate. GG's, GG's. So for anyone who is doing the final race of the evening, you are free to start coming into practice. Got F-Bomb, Pertacker, Moona, Plague. Thank you, Pertacker, for the follow and the subscribe. I appreciate you, mate. Robin, you're hanging out with the kids too much now. That sounds wrong, mate. That sounds wrong, mate. Yeah, David Final Form with the 33.9, the fastest time we've seen this evening. So all the results so far have been posted in the Revline Discord. Joe Baird and David Final Form and Common was the podium for the first one. Then we had David Final Form, Joe Baird and Ezin, and then we had Joe Baird and Ezin and David Final Form. If anyone wants to enter the last race, you're more than welcome to do so. We start the qualifying at 5 past the hour. If you want to come in and practice the track and car combo, you've got about 25 minutes to do so. Ellis One Baird and New School have joined. As I am an old man, it seems like I need a toilet break after every single race, so I'll be right back. We back. You've started drinking, hopefully it increases your pace. If you're anything like Noob School, it increases something. I'm not sure if it'll be your pace, but maybe you are a different man, different breed. Getting a high ping variance, not sure what this means, but got Moona out here practicing. Great race between Moona and F-Bomb last time around. F-Bomb doing back-to-back enduros here. We've got one more to do this evening, then tomorrow we'll do it all again. We've got 3 races lined up. And we'll be using the popper on Fincross main circuit reverse. So these guys just doing practice. We'll start the qualification for the final race at 5 past the hour. It's been a pleasure hosting this. I'm very happy with the turnout we've had. Not had full grids, but we've had very good racing. But with a couple of races with, I think it was like 12, 13 people, some nice racing, some good equal skill level between a lot of the grids, so everyone got the chance to get some close racing in. Hopefully we'll get that again for the last one. Some new faces once again. We've got Ellis One Baird entering the fray for his first Wreckfest 2 Revline event. He'll be trying to get a win in his first one, I am sure. I'm not sure who will be lining up against. I believe Joe Baden and Ezin are not doing this next one. I know that Ezin definitely isn't. We'll see if Joe Baden comes back later on. David Final Form, I'm not sure if he's doing another one either. So they'll have chance for a couple more practice sessions before we enter the qualifying for the final race. We're getting a high ping variance. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't seem to be affecting my game too much. For anyone who's interested in joining these ranked Revline races in the future, for now we are doing them every Monday and Tuesday evening around the same time, as because of work and everything. It's the only time I can really host these is on Monday and Tuesday evenings. We've got RNG on Wednesday evenings. But if anyone else who is part of the Revline community wants to host any ranked races in the future, then you're more than welcome to do so. All you need to do is make sure it has a qualifying and make sure that someone keeps hold of the race results so I can post them into the ELO system. Yeah, anyone can organise these. We'll just make sure it's a trusted member of the community who has done Revline events before. And anyone can host these on any night. Same goes for main events as well. If anyone ever has any ideas for events they want to host them, we'll provide the servers, you provide the idea, and we are good to go. F-bomb hitting the wall on his final practice lap there. Hopefully he will not do that in the race. So we've got Plague, Noob School, Moona, Potako, LS1 Baird and F-bomb so far for this practice. We might get some more faces in later on. At the moment we've got Johnny Soccer, Noob School, Bomb, Baird, David, Plague and Potako signed up for this one. Got some sign-ups for tomorrow as well. Good to see, good to see. Free Noose is going to be doing his first clean Revline event tomorrow. The sweaty racing is back. So we'll see what type of pace LS1 Baird has. We know how quick he can be. Did some events in Wreckfest 1. He's been playing a bit of Wreckfest 2 recently. There'll probably be Hermie support in the stream. And on track, maybe not. Noob said he was going to corner bomb him, but we'll see what happens there. So yeah, we're just doing practice sessions now until 5 past when we'll enter the qualification session. Probably have a similar size grid to the previous race. Looks like everyone will still have good opportunities for racing. Maybe Baird might be having a good race with Plague. See what the pace looks like in this practice session. We'll ride on board with LS1 Baird. There he is. Hermie representation. So I've got it on LS1 Baird so we can see an idea, have some idea of what his pace is going to be. At the moment, looking pretty decent. We've got Plague there as well. F-bomb doing his second race. He's probably looking to improve his pace this time around. Opportunities here for someone to get a podium that hasn't had one so far this evening, if it's just these guys racing. Ads, do you stream using OBS? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I stream using OBS. And I stream on YouTube and on Twitch. I have that because I like that YouTube has 4K. So it's a higher quality on YouTube. So if you ever want to watch it back, I always recommend watching it back on YouTube because it looks better. The interaction is better on Twitch though, as I've streamed on Twitch for way longer than YouTube. I think it was 2020 I first streamed on Twitch. And here we are, the old boy is still going. I have not yet tried to record whilst streaming though. So when I split the races up, I always download the stream from Twitch. So if the download is like when I split it up, it always looks slightly less quality because it's downloaded from Twitch. That's 1080p. Yeah, I don't trust my computer yet to record and stream at the same time. I probably can do it, but yeah, I've not yet tried it. So I worry about something going wrong. It looks like Baird's pace is looking pretty decent there. We've got a 34.472. He does not improve his time that time around. So are you doing any more races this evening, David, or is that you done for this evening? Yeah, man, I'll share whatever. If you're using OBS, I'll just share what I do, and hopefully that'll help. You doing the last one? Okie dokie. Is Joe Bairden, or is he done as well? I think he said he was tired, but I'm not sure if he's a competitive streak. We'll make him do the next one. Look at Baird there, 34.275. Guy has been practicing, I believe. He looks ready to be near the front of the grid for this one. 34.275 from Ellis1 Baird. You don't know? Okie dokie. Alright, we'll have a look, see what kind of lap times people have got. So there's Baird there, 34.275. Bomb's got 35.012, 35.6 from Noob, 34.9 from Moona, 35.0 from Pertaco, 34.5 from Plague. We've got Reedcrafter joining us. Hell yeah. Good to see you there, Reedcrafter. Oh, Baird, what's going on? Is his game crashed? Looks like he's having issues. Yeah, you need to make sure it's in gear there, mate. Ooh, Rock Train is joining us. I'm not sure if Baird's having issues or if he's playing around or what. So we've got F-Bomb who is managing to keep Plague behind, which is positive to see. We know how quick Plague can be. But Bond holding on to his lines, keeping it nice and steady. So after this race, there'll be one more chance to do practice, and then we'll head it into the qualification session. Good to see the Rock Train manage to make it. Oh, Bomb hit the wall on the last lap. So Plague will win the practice race there. Bomb's done that a couple of times in the last two practices that I've seen. He didn't do it in the first race that he did though, so He's probably just testing to see how wide he can make the track. So there we go then, LS1 Baird got a 34.2 in that session. If you can do that in qualifying, that should be good. But near the front of the grid for the race. We've got a decent grid here so far. Good to see Reed Crafter, first Revline event, if he's doing the race, or he might just be doing some practice. Got F-Bomb, LS1 Baird, Pertacker, Rock Train, Mooner, Reed Crafter, Noob School, David Final Form, and Plague. You might be right, I was 0.3 off my pace. Yeah. Reed Crafter and Bomb have left. Are they changing some parts, or are they done for the evening? I could pause the countdown if they need me to do so. Pat, do you want me to? I'll pause the countdown if they want to get a final practicing. Yeah, I assume some of the more experienced Wreckfest 2 guys are sharing some knowledge with the likes of Bomb to make sure they've got decent parts in the car for the race. It's good to see the community sharing what they know, their knowledge, the speedy hacks. Yeah, once Bomb comes back into the server, we'll start the last practice session before we head into the final qualifying of the evening. Appreciate you all turning out, both racers and people watching the stream. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes this evening. I'll just read those out once again while we're here. Pertacker subscribing and following, DJ Draco following, Stafford following, Reed Crafter following, Reed Crafter subscribing as well. Appreciate you guys. Much love, much love. All helps the stream. Thank you, Mooner, for following. Appreciate you, buddy. Good to see the merging of some guys I've known for such a long time with people who I've only just met. So we're on the final practice of the night. Had some great racing so far this evening. Not really any incidents at all to speak of. I don't think anyone has complained at all. We had some people typing in the chat earlier on, but yeah, we made sure we cleared that up. But apart from that, we have had some brilliant racing at our first sanctioned races here. Wreckfest 2 at Revline. How's it doing, Hate Man? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, we've had some brilliant racing. We've had 3 races so far. We've got our final one this evening. We've got F-Bomb, LS1 Baird, David Final Form, Mooner, Reed Crafter, Rock Train, Plague, and Pertacker on the grid so far. If anyone wants to enter the last race this evening, you're more than welcome to do so. We start qualifying at 5 past the hour. Even if you miss qualifying, you're more than welcome to enter for the race. You'll just be at the back of the grid. So people to keep an eye on then. Definitely Plague, as we know. Rock Train, his first race this evening. He was thinking he wouldn't be able to make it, but it's good to see him make the final one this evening. And we've got David Final Form, LS1 Baird, who we saw do really quick time in practice earlier on. So we are doing the European Rallycross circuit using the switchback for the combination tonight. Tomorrow we'll do this all again with the popper on Fincross main circuit reverse. We'll see how the guys here can handle the small cars as we do some popper racing. Hopefully we get to see some really good overtakes. Oh, we might see absolute carnage, you never know. Looks like whatever Bomb changed on his car there has definitely improved his pace. He's battling Ellis on bed here in practice. So once I finish this practice session, I'll go into the voice chat with the racers. I'll explain the qualifying procedure, just so they know what they're doing. I'll split them up into 2 groups so they don't trip over each other during practice. Ooh, we've got Hoodlum joining in. Hell yeah. Hoodlum is joining in for a race, it seems. He'll miss out on some practice, so his practice will be the qualifying. But we all know how fast Hoodlum can be, or has been. So Hoodlum getting a race in this evening. He did do a race last weekend, and he did our first ever Revline event, the Dalsbannen Mini Enduro, when we was in the Rockets. LS1 Bear, David Final Form and Moon are having a 3 wide here. Imagine if this happens in the race. It's just practice, but... Ooh, Pertaco hitting the wall. I don't think that B is working, mate. I'm not sure. Maybe you'll hit peak physical condition when you enter the race. So Plague out there hot lapping. It's got a 34.441 so far. David Final Form, Rock Train, LS1 Bird hitting the wall there. We've got F-Bomb, Moona, Reed Crafter, Pertaco. Then we've got Hoodlum waiting in the lobby as well. Noob School in this race as well. Yeah, the free cam is amazing. Hate man, I love it. Well, it was the addition to the game I was waiting for, especially for the commentary, like spectating side of things. Definitely what I was waiting for. Yeah, it looks like Bomb has definitely found some pace. I'm interested to see what his time is. Yeah, he's got 34.7 in this practice session, so he's found some speed from somewhere. It's either from his racing lines or from the parts that he changed in the main menu, but he's found something here that seems to be working for him. He had a really good battle with Moona in the last race. What can he do in the next one? Let's see what kind of times everyone has. Select the camera, chase bar. Some very close times here, like Plague, Rock Train, LS1 Bird, David Final Form. A lot of people in the 34s. And Plague will finish the final lap of the practice session. 34.331 to finish off. Oh, what happened here? Oh my god. Huge accident there on the main straight. Noob still getting a position there. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looked a bit techie. Alright, so I'm just going to speak to the guys in voice chat, just explain the qualifying procedure and everything, and then I'll be back with you guys. Just waiting for Hoodlum to join in VC. I think that's him now. I'll be right back. How's it going, gents? No worries, I'll just explain the qualifying procedure for the guys who've not done it yet. So I'm going to split you into 2 groups. First group will be Bomb, Pertaker, Mooner, Reedcrafter, and Plague. Whoever I've not said, you'll be in the second group. You have 2 flying laps to get a time in. When you hit the 4th lap, please make sure you go off the track in a safe position and DNF. Once everyone has done the first group, the second group can then go and do the same. And then when we get to the race, I'll explain that procedure after you've done quali. So yeah, first group is Bomb, Pertaker, Mooner, Reedcrafter, and now Nude School. Plague, you can go in the second group. So any questions? Good to go. Let's follow one of these new guys around. Yeah, but yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah, good luck, guys. Yeah, remember your groups. Remember to park off safely. Remember, not when you hit 4th lap, DNF, do not complete the lap. Good luck. Right, we'll get the qualification session underway. Pertaker hopes he doesn't hit the wall in the first race. I hope you don't too. We'll see how he goes. So in this first group, we've got Bomb, David Final Form, Mooner, Reedcrafter, Pertaker, and Noob School. So they'll all be spreading themselves out, making sure they've got enough space so they can do their qualifying laps. They've only got 2 laps to complete a time. So it's pressure cooker situation. Make sure you don't make any mistakes because you've only got 2 chances to do so. Make sure you get a good run up off the final turn. Bomb is going to start his first flying lap. We'll ride on board with him. See what kind of time he can do. Here is the boss man. Doing his first flying lap. Keeping it nice and tidy. A little bit wide there. It's going to slow his run up as well for his last lap. It's going to get a 35.527. David Final Form with a 34.570. Can he improve his time? Ooh, goes very close to the barrier there on that left-hander. We're going to go down the hill. Does he improve his time? We've seen him do a 33. He'll get a 34.189. Good time, good time. So they will all park up and DNF, and then the second group will get underway. It's got Noob School to finish his lap. Got Reedcrafter and Bomb over here. Noob School's going to park up over here as well. Nice and safe there, Noob School. Nice and safe. There we go. Nicely done. Nicely done. Alright, we'll ride on board with Mr. LS1 Bird for a lap. He's about to start his first flying lap. We'll see what he can do. 34.1 to beat. Potako, you got your fastest quality time on the beer. There you go. There's the strat right there. It doesn't work for some, but it seems like it works for others. Ooh, Baird hit the wall there. That's going to slow him down a little bit. $34.5 for him. Hoodlum a 34.816. Rock Train a 34.889. We'll see if he can improve his time. Best race for Rock Train this evening. Nice and steady here on the final turn. Can he improve as he crosses the line? Yes, he does. A 34.692. Plague got a 34.460. And they'll all park up in DNF. Look at that. Beautiful. Everyone follows the instructions. You love to see it. You love to see it. There we go then. Right, I'll just input these times into my thingamajig. And then we'll get the race underway. Alright, so the order for the next race. David Final Form will start in pole position. Plague will start in second. LS1 Bed in third. Rock Train fourth. Pertaka in fifth. Hoodlum sixth. Mooner in seventh. Bomb in eighth. Reedcrafter in ninth. And Noob School. That'll be the top 10. I'll just get in the voice chat with the guys and explain the race procedure, and then we'll get underway. How's it going, gents? Right, so the race procedure. I'll set it to 36 laps. The leader will be David Final Form on pole. He will do one lap. He'll start on the right-hand side of the grid, near where the flag is, the start and finish flag. Make sure you all follow in order. It's bumper to bumper, so when the car in front of you finishes, you go alongside them on the left, and then the right. So where their bumper finishes, your bonnet starts. So yeah, make sure you follow each other. And then when we get to the start and finish line, I'll ask you all if you're ready. And then I'll do one hooter for ready and one hooter for go. I'm just going to do it once just to make sure you can all hear it. Everyone hear it? So, yes, I'll just say ready, and then I'll do one to get for you to start your engines, and then one to go. Any questions? No? So we've got blue... So we've got blue flag rules, so if you are a lap behind, please allow the leaders to overtake. But yeah, I'll call you one by one. So yeah, good luck. Right, everyone ready up? Right, so we've got David, we've got Plague, LS1 Bed, Rock Train, Pertaco, Hoodlum, Muna, Bomb, Reed, and Noob. Yeah. Baird, you can go forward a little bit. Baird, sorry, not Plague. Bomb, you can go forward a bit. Reed, then Noob. Are you good there, Baird? Are you ready? Are you in position? Right, everyone ready? You good? Right, everyone ready? Oh, it's got LS1 Baird with a good start on the grid. He'll get an overtake on David Final Form. David Final Form on the left, LS1 Baird on right. F-Bomb with a great start on the grid as well here. We've got Plague here on the right hand side. We've got 2x2 as we go over the uphill right. Our top four in shot here. LS1 Baird, David Final Form, Plague and F-Bomb. We've got Pertaco, Hoodlum, Muna, Rock Train, Recrafter and Noob School at the back of the grid. LS1 Baird getting a very good start off the grid. Qualified a little bit further back, but he is a cleared Plague already. David Final Form falling down to 4th position. F-Bomb up into 2nd place, doing very well for himself here. F-Bomb up into 2nd, got LS1 and Baird in 1st, F-Bomb in 2nd, and got Plague. Bomb goes a little bit wide there, so Plague will be on the left, looking to get an overtake in here. Baird looking to gain some pace here while there's a battle going on behind him. David Final Form gets an overtake done on Plague. He's going to look for an overtake now on F-Bomb as we go down the hill, but F-Bomb still in 2nd position. So we've got David Final Form in 3rd, Plague in 4th, then we've got Pertaco 5th, Rock Train alongside Hoodlum there, gets up into 6th. Muna looking for 7th place on Hoodlum as we go side by side down the hill. Then we've got Reed Crafter not too far behind. So LS1 Baird here, his first race of the evening, getting a very good start on the grid. And he is climbing, building that gap while F1 has a good battle here with David Final Form. Got Plague there in 4th place, Pertaco in 5th, Rock Train in 6th, Muna 7th, Hoodlum 8th, Recrafter in 9th. And Noob School will round out the top 10. So blistering start there from LS1 Baird. I'm not sure if he's been starting, he's been practicing his grid starts, but it definitely worked for him as he climbed upper row on the grid straight into 1st position, building the gap here to F-Bomb in 2nd place. David Final Form in 3rd. David Final Form has done all 4 races tonight, but F-Bomb goes very, very wide there. It looks like he's going to have good exit speed on that corner. This one Baird building the gap then to F-Bomb in 2nd place. David Final Form, he fell all the way down into 4th position, now looking to get 2nd from F-Bomb. F-Bomb who had a battle with Muna in the first race, now having a battle for a podium spot here in his 2nd ever Revline Wreckfest 2 event. David Final Form will go on the outside. F-Bomb was going to hold it for now, but David Final Form will have the inside if he was going through the uphill right-hander. So we've got America in 1st, America in 2nd at the moment, Germany alongside F-Bomb here. David Final Form looks like he's going to complete the pass there on F-Bomb, and he will get into 2nd place as we go up the hill. Can he complete the pass? Looks like he does. F-Bomb is not going to give up easy though. Clean racing action here. F-Bomb has got up to speed very quickly, and he is holding on to a podium spot right now. David Final Form in 2nd place is now going to look to chase down LS1 Baird for 1st place. Plague is now looking for an overtake here on F-Bomb. He's looking for a podium spot. F-Bomb on the left. Plague is going to have the inside as we go into the final turn. F-Bomb going for that speed there, but looks like it's going to be a little bit slower as we go down the hill. So Plague will jump up into third place after a decent start there from Bomb. He does lose 2 positions, and he's not giving up easily here on Plague. As we go down the hill, we're going to hit the hard left-hander, and he is going to keep hold of third for now. Whatever he did there, changing his parts, altering his racing lines, it's definitely helped F-Bomb, as he is holding on to a podium position for now. So as we go up here to Ellis Wambed, he is in first place, looking very good for himself right now. We're on lap 8 of 36. David Final Form now free to do laps. We've seen him do 33.9 in a previous race. Can he replicate that in this one? He's got a bit of a gap here to catch up to Ellis Wambed. F-Bomb goes a little bit wide there, so Plague will be able to get that position. It looks like F-Bomb backed out of that one a little bit there. Rock Train is currently in the 5th position, and F-Bomb will have to do some more defending. I've raced a few times with Rock Train. He's a very fast racer, very consistent, and after maybe a disappointing qualifying for himself, he is looking to get a decent race result here, as he has got 3rd position in his sights. So here's your battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Plague, F-Bomb and Rock Train. Just up ahead we've got David Final Form, then we've got Ellis Wambed in first. F-Bomb not letting Plague go. Rock Train now getting involved. He's going to be side by side with Rock Train as we're about to go up the hill. Go through the long right-hander. F-Bomb holding that middle lane there. Decent speed as we go down the hill. Might give Plague the opportunity to escape, but it looks like Bomb is not letting Plague go. Rock Train looking for something to happen here. So Bomb now on looking for the inside as we go through this uphill right, but he'll have the outside as we go downhill into the hard left. Plague's going to go a little bit wide, so that's going to allow F-Bomb to go side by side with Plague. Rock Train in hot pursuit here. F-Bomb probably in the wrong position for himself there, as he was on the far left and he was a little bit slowed down probably by the terrain there. That's going to mean that Rock Train's going to go side by side with him over the start finish. Great racing here by these 3 men. Rock Train on the inside of F-Bomb. This battling is probably going to allow Plague to get some breathing room, but Bomb still with some of his car in front of Rock Train will hold on to that position for now. Rock Train slowed down a little bit there. We've got Pertacker, Hoodlum not too far behind, and we've got Reedcrafter and Mooner. So let's keep an eye on this lead battle. Looks like David Final Form is catching up to Ellis Wambed. He is in first place right now. David Final Form in second. David Final Form with a 34.174 to his name. Sorry, I'll just get my chat up so I can see you. So back to this battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Plague, F-Bomb, Rock Train. After his first race last time around for Bomb, he did some tweaks and he is looking for a battle for 3rd position right now. He's got a good battle here with Plague and Rock Train. All this battling is allowing Pertacker and Hoodlum to catch up, and Reedcrafter not so far behind. Baird is so fast. Yeah, he's proven that right here, but David Final Form is catching up. After David Final Form, he did qualify on pole position. He fell down to 4th position after the start, and he's now in 2nd, and he's chasing down Ellis Wambed. It's getting a little bit closer every single lap. We're about to reach the halfway stage. Ellis Wambed will be sweating right now. There's the gap between him and the equals band. David Final Form in 2nd gets ever closer. We've got Plague and Bomb. I'm not sure what happened to Rock Train. What happened to Rock Train here? He is a bit down the grid now. I'm not sure if that was an incident or if he just rolled himself over the bump there on the final turn, but he is now out of this 3rd, 4th battle between Plague and F-Bomb. Hopefully there was no incident and it was just an accident, but F-Bomb there got a little bit into Plague, but he does pull out of that one, so Plague will still hold on to that 3rd position. Looks like Pertacker and Hoodlum are getting ever closer to this battle for 3rd and 4th. Ooh, Hoodlum nearly spun Pertacker there. He does back out of that one. That's going to allow Reedcrafter into this battle. Is he going to get this position? Looks like Hoodlum will hold on to it for now. Yeah, we've done 4 of these Black Rangers. This is the last one of the evening. Look at this. The gap between Ellis Van Baird and David Final Form has gotten smaller once again. David Final Form on a 34.174. Ellis Van Baird, his pace not too shabby though. He built that gap after everyone was battling on the first lap, the first, second and third lap, until David Final Form got himself free of the pack. Sweat engaged, yes indeed. But the gap is getting smaller. Let's go back to the battle for 3rd and 4th. It looks like there's a gap between Plague and Bomb now, so not too close between those. And we've got Pertaco, Hoodlum, Reedcrafter, and then Rock Train looking for a redemption drive here to try and get some more positions. He's got about half the race to do so. So here we are nearly about 2 cars gap between Ellis Van Baird and David Final Form. About 1 second between them. As we are on lap 18 of 36. Ellis Van Baird with a blistering start off the grid. Climbed up into first from the 2nd row on the grid. David Final Form fell back. But now they are together on the track here. We've got Ellis Van Baird, American Hermie. David Final Form equals band from Germany. And they're now battling for 1st and 2nd position. Our last race of the evening. David Final Form been very consistent tonight. He's had wins to his name. Podiums too. Ellis Van Baird. This is his 1st race tonight, looking for 1 and 1. He has got a defence job ahead of him, with David Final Form hot on his heels. As I say that, David Final Form does hit the wall there. That's going to give Ellis Van Baird some breathing room. So David Final Form now has to pick up the pace once again to get back on the back of him once again. Plague is building that gap over F-Bomb. F-Bomb having a good race so far. We'll probably find out at the end what happened to Rock Trade. I'm not sure what the situation was there. I'm hoping it... Well, I'm not hoping, because obviously it's not good for him. But I'm hoping it was not a racing incident and it was more a track incident. But we shall find out. Noob School letting the leaders overtake. David Final Form, lap 20 of 26. He's got Ellis Van Baird ahead of him. After getting as close as he ever has been in this race, he hit the wall slightly a couple of laps ago. He's now looking to get himself back towards Ellis Van Baird. Ellis Van Baird's first ever Revline Wreckfest 2 event. David Final Form has stacked him up now. I think he's on his 5th. He did last week's, and he's done all 4 of the races this evening. Through that whole section, David Final Form was so much quicker than Ellis Van Baird. He's now within touching distance as we enter lap 22 of 36. Ellis Van Baird goes a little bit wider, but David Final Form's going to hit the barrier there. We might have to consider the amount of racing that David has done tonight. It's probably very tiring doing 4 mini Enduros back to back to back. Concentration might not be fully there. But still plenty of racing to be done here. Right, we'll quickly look through the grid then. We've got 3rd place, Plague there. Then Bomb at Hoodlum. Then we've got Rock Train making the overtake there on Reed. Not sure what happened to Reed there. He's a lot slower than he really should be through that section. I'm not sure if he made a mistake. But Rock Train is now ahead of Pertaco and Reedcrafter. We've got side-by-side action here for 1st and 2nd place. Ellis Van Baird ahead there in the black and white. David Final Form in the blue and yellow. At 23 of 36. Baird holding on for now. He's got 13 laps to do so. We're all feathering that throttle there. As we go down the hill, Ellis Van Baird will hold that middle lane. He has to keep it nice and tight here, so David Final Form doesn't get the side-by-side as we go up the hill. They do touch ever so slightly. David Final Form does back out of that one a little bit. Yeah, David Final Form doesn't have to force the issue just yet. We've got about 12 laps remaining of this one. Might just hold station there, see if Ellis Swanberg makes a mistake. They'll say that they go side by side as they go down the hill, but Ellis Swanberg will have the inside line as we hit the hard left-hander. David Final Form figuring out where to find the space. He keeps swooping left and swooping right, trying a different line than Ellis Swanberg to see if he can find a gap. Ellis Swanberg holds the middle lane, then keeps hold of it for at least another lap. They're so close. They touch ever so slightly as they go down the start and finish. On this section, Baird always goes a little bit wider than David Final Form. David trying to find space. He goes narrower through the sharp left-hander there. But one thing still stands is Ellis Swanberg is still in the lead of the race. David Final Form has to do all the attacking, and if Ellis Swanberg can just hold his lines and place his car in a position where there's no gaps, then he'll be able to win this one, but that is easier said than done. We'll ride on board for a lap with David Final Form. And I believe I've lost connection. Is that for everyone or is that just me? Oh, please tell me the server didn't die. I think it was just me. I think it was just me. That's good. I thought the full server died then, but we are good. We are good. We are back. We are back. God, the full server crash then. That'd have been terrible, but we are still racing right now. David Final Form did not manage to make the overtake in that brief intermission. So lap 29 of 36. David Final Form fully caught to Ellis Swanberg after Ellis Swanberg built a gap. He is now trying to find a way to overtake. They're going to go side by side. Oh my god. Ooh, Ellis Swanberg's going to have the inside line. I think David Final Form backed out of that one a little bit there. Ellis Swanberg with a 34.159 to his name. They're about to lap enter 30 of 36. David Final Form has not found a way to overtake Ellis Swanberg yet. The laps are starting to dwindle. Opportunities are getting fewer. But still plenty of time ahead for David Final Form to steal an opportunity to get another win for himself. Ellis Swanberg, they're going to be side by side as they go down the hill. Looks like David Final Form is going to try to find a way to get into the inside on the final turn. But Ellis Swanberg will have the speed on the start finish, but David Final Form will have the inside line. So we're into lap 31 of 36. Like this is the best opportunity David Final Form has had yet to complete the overtake. It looks like he will get it for now. We do have back markers just up ahead though. David Final Form gets the position from Ellis Swanberg. So now the roles are reversed. Can Ellis Swanberg now launch an attack on David Final Form? He's got 5 laps to do so. Back markers up ahead. Will they cause an issue here for these two? Looks like the gap has already started to build between David and Ellis Swanberg. Ellis Swanberg making a very good account for himself though. He's showing he's definitely got the pace here in Wreckfest 2. And he's definitely a player to look out for in the future. We'll just quickly see what's going on. Plague having a very, very lonely race. F-Bomb looks like he's been caught up by Hoodlum and Rock Train. Rock Train on a recovery drive, looking for a way to overtake Hoodlum. They are both caught up to F-Bomb, who is in 4th position right now. But we will just quickly go back and see what's happening in this lead battle. Looks like David Final Form, the gap has got a little bit bigger between him and Ellis Swanberg. There is Moona and Noob School up ahead. They both allow the leader to overtake. I think Noob School and Moona got a little bit confused there as to what they were doing, but they both wanted to allow this battle to commence. Either way, they managed to do so. Ellis1 Bear nearly flipped it there. That was almost a disaster. But he holds on for dear life. And he'll keep that second place for now. There is Plague in third position. We've got F-Bomb, Hoodlum, Rock Train, a battle hotting up for 4th, 5th and 6th. F-Bomb having a very good race so far. Looks like Hoodlum has felt his way into the race here. Picked up the pace as the race has gone on. Rock Train, we all know how quick he can be. In the 6th position right now. Only 2 laps for Hoodlum to try and find an overtaking opportunity on F-Bomb. F-Bomb goes a little bit wide, but Hoodlum maybe cannot get close enough as we hit the start-finish. So F-Bomb there in 4th position, Hoodlum 5th, Rock Train in 6th place. I will look at the lead battle again to see if Ellis1 Bear has got any closer in a second. Here we go, there is First, David final form, about to enter the last lap of the race. Got Ellis1 Bear in 2nd, and in 3rd we've got Trine Plague. In 4th we've got F-Bomb, in 5th Hoodlum, in 6th Rock Train. They're about to enter the last lap of the race. We go through the final 10. Noob Scoob a lap behind. He's been very good at letting the leaders overtake, but Hoodlum's going to go side by side through the start finish. Is he going to claim 4th position on the last lap here? F-Bomb just needs to hold on this left-hand side so he can have the inside for the sharp left-hander. Hoodlum has got it for now. F-Bomb looks like he will get the inside. Hoodlum going a little bit wide there, and Rock Train will get the position from Hoodlum. They was both very, very close as they was going through that sharp left. Not much space for them both to maneuver. Maybe Rock Train will get them both on the last lap here. Rock Train, can he get the 4th position on the last lap? Getting 2 positions. F-Bomb nearly hitting that wall again. And Rock Train will get 4th place. Good racing. Rock Train getting 2 positions there on the last lap. F-Bomb and Hoodlum per tackle will finish. But yeah, great racing from Ellis1 Bear. David final form. Plague getting 3rd position. Rock Train climbing up into 4th after having to reset earlier on from an incident. F-Bomb in 5th. Hoodlum in 6th place. And that is our lot, ladies and gentlemen. It's been great racing all evening. And that is our first night of our Revline ranking races. David final form getting another win. Ellis1 Bear in 2nd, and Plague will be our final podium of the evening. Good racing. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll post all the results in the Discord. I'll update the ELO for everyone, all the rankings and everything. So please keep an eye on the Revline Discord for that. And we're doing this again tomorrow. We are running the Popper on Fincross main circuit reverse. I appreciate you all for joining. Thank you to all the racers and everyone in the Twitch and the YouTube chat. Hopefully you've enjoyed the racing, whether you took part or you was watching. Appreciate all the likes, subscribes and everything. And we'll see you again tomorrow. GG's and good night.